No swearing, insults, anecdotals, use TikTok language. Any violations will result in the ban. Tap the screen and give. And you get to help be grow by tapping. Supposed to be by typing, sharing the live. I thought the whole thing fits on there. Keep going. We're letting more viewers know you're live. Awesome. This is awesome. What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are excited as I am, you guys. Let me stop talking all fast. Oh, man. What's going on? That was just perfectly placed by accident. By accident. Oh, that is awesome. That is so rich.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man.
I noticed you called me brother.
Yeah.
You trying to sweeten me up here?
No, of course. You know what? Maybe a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Let me stop. I'm sorry.
Nah, you know what, man? I don't want to be mean to you. You know what? You're more than able to have your own opinion and stuff like that. And you seem like a really cool guy, and I respect you. So, regardless of anything, your your political views, your values, just keep doing you, man. You seem like a really cool guy.
Absolutely, I do appreciate it.
Of course, man.
So, Ant, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a cult.
Okay, got you. Tell me, why do you think so?
I just feel like, and it goes for both political spectrums. I feel like there are a lot of uneducated people that go to very much extreme when it comes down to left to right. Like, for my personal example, I feel like every single time I go on TikTok lives, I see people saying, "Oh, Trump's your daddy. Trump's this. Trump's that." It's literally Jesus Christ holding Trump's shoulders and blessing him. And I think it's extreme. It's a little too much. I don't think in my 28 years of living, I don't think I've ever seen this much, I guess, attention and love for one political candidate that I've seen in my entire life. It's crazy to me. I feel like it's a little too extreme for my taste. And at the end of the day, we should all realize that these are, these are people in political power. They're not here for you or I. At the end of the day, like, they could say they are, just like it, as they have done for the last 4, 5, 6 decades. They can say, yeah, you know what, we're for the people, we're for this, we're for that. But at the end of the day, they're in it for themselves.
Okay, I mean, got you, right? I mean, so I like to make sure that I'm completely concise about things,
Sure.
before I start, right? What's up, babe? Not you. Hey, baby. But so would you consider MAGA to be a political movement or a religious movement?
That's a really difficult question. I feel like it goes hand in hand because a lot of the a lot of the Christians, it's not all Christians, but a vast majority of Christians that are very down to the teat about the Bible and what it says in X, Y, and Z. I feel like they definitely do follow the MAGA Republican Trump vote.
Okay, so the reason why I asked you that question, right? MAGA is 100% political. Anyone can join a political movement. Do you agree?
Correct.
Right. It can be Muslims, atheists, people from the alphabet community, people who are diametrically opposed to the alphabet community. All of them are under MAGA, right? So you got people from all different shades, all different walks of life, different ideological views, all supporting MAGA. How is that?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So how? So if you got people, right? You got Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Amish, straight, gay, melanated, light-skinned American, black and white, social construct of race. Anyway, and all in between, I mean, Latino, foreigners, all that kind of stuff, that all are under the umbrella of MAGA. In a cult. So the reason why I asked you is MAGA a political movement or a religious movement? Because this is the definition of a cult, it involves religious veneration, right?
Mhm.
MAGA is 100% political. It doesn't even fit in the definition of a cult. And see, I like to be very intentional, right? Because people they like to basically use words loosely
Mhm.
to where it has lost its significance. I like to adhere to strict definitions.
I see.
Definition of cult. Can someone please type that in, please? Because I don't want to basically be accused of any kind of confirmation bias. But we have to make sure that we are basically just being largely consistent. Can
Can I
someone
just
please just look up 1 second, Ant. Can someone please look up the definition of cult and let me know if you see anything with politics in the definition, please?
comment on something real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so like you said, you were saying how all sorts of people could be towards Trump's, whether it be Muslims, atheists,
Which that
gay.
is the case. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I feel the vast majority of MAGAists are definitely from the Christian faith. Can we agree on that?
I I, I can't quantify that. I
But
can't, even
I
though
mean,
I am
from
hardcore
your
Christian.
personal recollection, from
No,
what
I
you've
am. Well, I
experienced.
can't quantify that, right? I can't
Mhm.
quantify that. Um, here. So here's the definition of cult. Okay, a system of emphasis on this religious re, 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 renovation and devotion directed toward to a particular figure or object, right? A relatively small group, we're not small, of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister, then also a misplaced or excessive, okay, admiration for a particular person or thing, a cult of personality surrounding the leaders. MAGA, Donald Trump is not a religious leader. MAGA has nothing to do with religious views. MAGA is 100% political, is a populist movement. So this MAGA doesn't even fit the definition of cult whatsoever.
I think maybe not in the vast largeness of it. Sure, by all means, but I feel like I said, like I've told you before, this, oh, Trump's your daddy, Jesus Christ holding on to God's, or excuse me, Jesus Christ holding on to Trump's shoulders, X, Y, and Z, all that sort of stuff. It's very cultish behavior.
That's
Um,
so okay. So here's the thing, right? So it has to be. So again, so this is what I can't stand about society today.
I'm
Everyone
listening to you,
needs
brother. By all
strict
means.
adherence to it. Yeah, there's no strict adherence to what words actually means. They just use them so loosely, basically just try to smear people, right? MAGA does not fit the definition of a cult.
Mhm.
MAGA definitely does not fit the definition of even cult like practices. We can even unpack cult like practices and we can see what are cult like practices because I would tell you, MAGA definitely does not even align with cult like practices, right?
Yeah.
So, so would you be more accurate? Would you be more largely consistent to say that MAGA is a political populist movement instead of saying it's a cult? Which one would be more truthful?
That's really a tough question. I could say it could be a little bit of both, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
I
Even
could
though
I
it
could
doesn't fit the definition of cult.
to some extent, yes, he definitely can, but also like I said, it could be seen as both ways. So I will definitely give you that.
So, so the definition of cult again, a system of religious.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
nothing religious
It's
about MAGA.
bro, it's mostly Christians, man. Like, come on, dude.
Dude, there's Muslims,
Yes, I
there's
know, but
atheists.
yes, but the majority of these people that are voting for Donald Trump are Christian.
Bro, listen.
Do the
Cult.
statistics. I
Look, right?
promise you, man.
And listen. One of the things, right, that's indicative of a cult is that you have a group of people, they all have the same set of beliefs. MAGA does not have the same set of beliefs.
Okay.
You have people from all walks of life that has joined a political populist movement. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Do you feel like
Yeah.
Do you think Donald Trump is a very spiritual person?
I I don't. That's a good question. I have to say, to an extent, I could tell he has had exposure to Christianity,
Hmm.
but to say that he is a practicing Christian, I think that'd be a stretch.
Do you feel like he's picked at the strings of, let's say, Christianity to get more people involved with his movement?
No, I say this is what I would say. I would say that Donald Trump, he's so principle minded and so America first that it resonates with a lot of people who are conservative,
Hmm.
which anyone can be conservative. So yeah, so but here's the thing, right? So just to get back to the nucleus of this, right? Get back to the crux. MAGA does not fit the definition, not even remotely close to the definition of cult.
Okay, I can agree with that, but you can also agree that it is cult-ish behavior that we have with these
You
political
can't because
rallies.
it you can't say that. You can't say that
I've
because
seen
again,
people
you
tattooing
have to have
Trump on their chest, bro.
yeah,
That's
that's fine.
not
But here's the thing.
normal. That's not
That's
normal at
fine.
all.
That's
No, it's
fine, but that's an
not, dude.
individual. No, no, listen. That is an individual actually doing that. That individual act has, listen, it has no application on the objective. That's an individual person doing what they want to do, which you have the right to do that. That's an
Yeah, of
individual,
course,
though,
by all means.
right? So it's still, even with the individual putting Jesus Christ holding Trump's shoulders,
Hmm.
still doesn't fit the definition of a cult because that is an individual acting on their own volition. Now, if you wanted to say it was cultish like, you'd be like, okay, this person has been instructed by a small group for this person to do this. And if they don't do this, they're going to have to force intimidation and they're going to be ostracized and they're going to be alienized, right?
Hmm.
When have you ever heard of MAGA doing that to a person?
Can't say I have.
Exactly. Because it doesn't fit the definition of a cult. So I just want to make sure that we're largely consistent. I appreciate you basically, being largely consistent. That's the thing. It's like we have to challenge presuppositions. But I do not like intentional political misnomers to basically to lead to people being alienated and ostracized under false pretenses because it's supremely disingenuous.
Understood.
Absolutely. And send me a follow. I'm sending you a follow, man. I do appreciate it.
No, no, no. By all means, man. Like I said, you're more than entitled to your own political opinion, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody based
Mm-hmm.
off their political opinion. You guys have your own ways of life. Everybody didn't have the same upbringing, so your political value doesn't define you as a person. At the end of the day, I can not agree with you, but I'm not gonna define you based off your political opinion for the last what is it, 16 years, something like that. If
Mm-hmm.
so, at the end of the day, this is this guy's last term. Hopefully, it goes well. By all means, I don't support it, but like I said, man, kudos to you, bro. Keep living. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, man, that was good, man. That was much respect, my man. Kudos to you. So, you guys, I want to go over cult-like practices, okay? Because here's the thing, though. I just want to make sure that we're completely transparent, right? So, cult practices are often characterized by extreme beliefs, devotion to a leader, of social isolation, and manipulation, which can lead to harm of the member. The extreme beliefs cults often promote unusual and sometimes dangerous beliefs that are widely accepted. I'm sorry, that are not widely accepted. Cults are typically led by a charismatic leader who demands absolute loyalty and obedience. Social isolation. Cults often encourage members to cut ties with family and friends, isolating them from outside influences. MAGA does not fall under that. Cults employ rigorous and repetitive indoctrination techniques to instill the group's beliefs and ideologies. No, MAGA doesn't tell you, hey, we're going to separate you from your family. We're going to put you in an internment camp, and then we're going to basically spoon feed this to you to the point where it's force fed to you. Look, you guys, we have to have strict adherence. Words have a definition to them for a reason. I'm not with postmodernism. I keep saying that. I'm not with duality of speech. New think leads to double think, which leads to new speech, which is AKA cognitive dissonance. I'm not with that. Anyway, rigid rules and conformity. Cults often have strict rules and expectations for members, demanding conformity and discouraging independent thought. MAGA doesn't do that. Again, there's tons of people from all different walks of life, different world views, different alternative lifestyles that are diametrically opposed to others in MAGA. But where this says right here, the cult-like practices, you have rigid rules to conformity. Each member is demanded to conform and discouraged from independent thought. So that means for MAGA to basically fit the criteria to be a cult, each and every person who has religious views has to have reckless abandonment. Each and every person who may be an atheist still has to have reckless abandonment and completely conform to the set of beliefs with MAGA, which there is no set of beliefs that comes with MAGA. So we have to make sure we're being truthful here, okay? Also, too, fear tactics. Cults may use fear tactics to maintain control, including threats of punishment, social exclusion, or spiritual consequences. Again, there is one of the most pertinent words there. Spiritual consequences. Again, you have to be a supreme denialist to get up here and say that MAGA is a cult. You're not operating in good faith. You're not. These are the facts. These are the cult-like practices. And there is a definition to words for a reason. Listen. Words are not subject to subjective interpretation. That is postmodernism. There's no point of having civil discourse if you can change the definition of words because subjectively it's convenient for you to change the definition of words. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see here.
Hello.
Dave, how you doing?
Good.
We got Louise. We got
What?
Dante and Christopher. Does everyone adhere to the rules?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to know. Chris, can you mute? A lot of background noise. You must be a trucker. So who here that's on the panel believes that MAGA is a cult?
I don't.
I do.
Who said that? Dan?
No, I can't say that I do.
Okay.
Like
who said?
Dante.
Your boy right here.
I said I
Was that
believe
you, Dan?
MAGA's not a cult.
Oh, Dante. Was that you, Dante?
I said it. Also, Luis said it. We both agree that MAGA is a cult. It sounds like.
Okay.
I can't agree with that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so sticking to the definition of cult, how does MAGA fit the definition of cult?
Can I ask you a question, host? I had looked up definition of cult, and I was looking at the same bulletin points that you were, as far as like religion. It's relatively a small group. And then I went and typed in, do cults have to be small groups? And the result is that no, they don't have to be small. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're local. Sometimes they're networks of millions of people.
Okay, so this is what I keep highlighting. I'm not with postmodernism. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying that. Words have an exact definition to them for a reason. Just because you go to an opinion piece and it says, hey, I do not want to adhere to the exact definition of a word. No, dude. Does it say in the definition of cult, a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs and practices regarded by others as strange or sinister? Yes or no?
It says that, but that's also not the entire thing. That's what I'm saying. To where, are you
No, that is
familiar
the
with
entire.
the? Are you
That is
familiar
the
with the
entire.
Rangiris from India, like in the 80s? Are you
This
familiar with that group?
this is the exact
No,
definition
no. So
of
you're
cult.
familiar with that group then, right? You're familiar how they came over to the states and they were in Idaho, I believe, and it's the largest bioterrorism act ever because they poisoned the salad bar and everything. Like you're familiar with that whole story and everything.
No.
Okay, and if you ever get a chance, you can go on Netflix and you can look up the documentary Wild Wild Country. And this is what I'm saying to where they
Okay. What does
came
that have to
from
do? What does that have to do with the
because
exact definition
that
of
was a
cult?
cult. That was a cult, and they were not small. They were very, 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 very large. That was a
Right.
cult.
Now, I got a
Again.
question myself.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know, like, your last talker was talking
Uh
about
huh.
most megas are Christian. Now, you realize that most Christian belief basis is free will, right? That you can come and go. You're, it's all on a one-to-one basis with Jesus. Like if you
Wait. Hold
actually
on.
get in a,
Wait. Hold on, Chris. Chris. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Here's the thing, right? So the group that you just mentioned, Louise, how many members did they have?
Whenever they came over, I think they already had a couple thousand, and then once they got here, they built up even more
Okay. Did it
because
basically?
that was the whole thing. To where
Did
they
this
even did that
group?
campaign where they went across the entire states and picked up all the homeless people to add them to their group because they were going to use them to like vote in the local elections so that they could start getting influence in the
Mhm,
town that they were settling in.
mhm. So, what? Okay, so if you were to just give me a ballpark estimate of how large that group was, how large do you think the group got?
Uh, I'd say probably over 25,000.
25,000, and
Because also too, that's the thing. That's the
you
thing.
said that's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. They were also
Wait, hold
yeah,
on, Louise, you said
25,000 is a
that's a
lot.
lot.
It's not small.
It's not
Yeah,
small.
I mean it's not small.
20. Okay, so
Could you fit
25. So
25,000 people in
hold
your
on,
house?
25,000, 25,000, and compare that to the United States population. Is that small or not?
No, no, but you're saying though
Hold
you're
on,
trying to say
listen.
that
No,
it can't be a
hold
cult
on. Listen
because
to what
it's
I'm
small,
saying
and I'm
here.
trying to show you that
Hold on,
cults
listen
don't
to what
have
I'm
to be
saying here.
small.
Okay. No, listen. No,
They
I'm
can
using your
grow.
logic against you. Okay, because this is why words have an exact definition to them for a reason. So you take the 25,000 that you just mentioned, compare them to the United
Yeah.
States population. Is that small? Is that a small group? Yes or no?
25,000 compared to everything in America?
Compared to the United States population,
That's
is
what you're
that
saying. You're saying
extremely
it's
small group or
25,000.
not? Is that extreme small group or not?
Why are we focusing on size? I'm just a little
Huh,
lost on
huh,
that.
huh, because
Well, because that's
hold on.
he was saying in the last with the last guy that it can't be a cult because they're big people. It's like millions made worldwide, or not
It's wait,
worldwide,
hold
but
on,
countrywide.
Louise. Listen,
So
you
he's
said
saying
the
it can't
goal.
be a
Listen,
cult
listen. Answer the
because they're
question,
not small.
Louise. Because I'm using your logic against you. Because remember now, words they don't have an exact definition anymore. We can just use them interchangeably. Okay, so I'm asking you with the 25,000 in that group, right? That you said was there, and you said that was large. So I'm going to use your logic. Okay, I'm going to
Well, also,
compare that
also,
20. Listen,
I'm
I'm
just
going to
guessing.
compare. Listen, I'm
I'm
going
just
to
guessing that
compare
it's 25,000.
the 25,000 to the population of the United States. Is that a small group or not?
Is that how many were there though? Because I just said 25,000.
Hey, hey, Chris,
yeah.
is 25,000 in comparison to the entire population of the United States an extremely small group or not?
It wouldn't even be a 0.2% compared to every person. What are we up to now? Like 1.5 billion?
All right.
Exactly.
So
So here's the thing, right? So
No, we're
hold
not at
on, hold on, Louise.
1.5 billion.
Hold on,
No,
Louise.
no, no, sir. We're at
So
350 million.
Hold on. So Man Bear said, you're moving the goalpost post. That is my point. When you don't adhere to the strict definition of words, you're moving the goalpost. So I'm using his logic. He said it's 25,000 people. That means that it's big. If you take the 25,000 people, you compare it to the population of the United States, since we're moving the goalpost, it's a small group.
okay. So
Everyone
what?
can play mental
Now,
gymnastics
also,
if you
I
want.
just said 25,000, but I don't have the exact number. I don't have the exact number, and also now also consider was that group small for the location that they were trying to make themselves settled in, That was the whole reason to why, like, whenever they won the election, that they decided to not count the votes that during that election, because their plan had worked. They had got people from across the country. They brought them months before the election, had them, be residents of that new town, and then had them vote in accordance to what they wanted. And then that election was no longer like accepted, and that's why they eventually, rebelled and they did what they did. But what I'm saying though is that cults don't have to be small. I mean, what is it? They grow. They grow.
But, so I guess my question for the host, Darren, are you arguing that
D-Ron.
Are you arguing that the only reason they are not considered a cult in your eyes is because of the size?
No, that's not. Oh my freaking goodness! No, that's not my argument.
So
Again, I'm using. Okay, listen. Okay, when you deviate from the definition of a word, first of all, it's called mental gymnastics. It's called being disingenuous. When you're disingenuous, it leads to disingenuous platitudes. Okay. For MAGA to be considered a cult, first of all, it has to be religious. MAGA is a political populist movement, not religious. Okay. Again, though, sticking to the definition of cult, it says a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. Okay. So he wanted to move the goalpost because he didn't want to adhere to the definition. So I moved the goalpost with him to prove to him that he's been disingenuous. Because if he says the 25,000, that was a big group, it doesn't have to be small. Okay, so I'm going to move the goalpost.
We can look at the exact number because I just said 25,000.
Stop. I'm talking the 25,000 then. Let's compare it to the population of the United States. You want to be disingenuous? I'll be disingenuous with you.
D-Ron, I get what you're saying.
Don't try to change the definition of words to suit
right. Let's make
your
sure that
interpretation.
We're
That's
both
not what
looking
words
at
mean.
the same definition. I'm looking at Merriam-Webster. What are you looking at?
I have mine from Oxford.
Okay. So Merriam-Webster shows the definition in
Your teacupping.
Yeah, because I'm trying to read it at the same time, word for word. So, like most definitions, there's multiple expressions. So, so we can look at Merriam-Webster as well, and it says.
Here, I'll go to Merriam as well. Let me see.
I guess we could all do that. We can pick and choose what we want from each definition.
So my question is,
it still says, okay, so here, this is Merriam. A religion regarded as unorthodox or spurious, also is body of adherence, a great devotion to a person, idea, object, movement, or work, an object of such devotion, usually small group of people.
Usually, right?
Still, a usual small group of people characterized by such devotion, a system of religious beliefs and ritual, formerly religious, a system for the cure of disease based on dogma, which is another word for religion. I mean, come on, dude. Listen, here's the thing. How disingenuous do we have to be? That's Merriam's dictionary. Basically espousing the exact same definition.
You just blended all of the points.
Right here from Oxford. It's saying the same thing.
If you look at each, I know. If you look at each one of the definitions.
When MAGA is a populist movement, it's a political populist movement. It doesn't fit the definition of cult. Come on.
Well, when you blend all of the definitions together, I think we need to go back to I don't know, figuring out how to read what a definition is, because if you blend them all together, then you are requiring there to be a religious element, but you don't have to blend all of the different definitions of cult.
Both definitions start with a religious belief.
Not Merriam-Webster. Definition 2.
Religion.
2 on Merriam-Webster.
I'm reading.
Not religion.
I'm on Merriam right now. A religion regarded as unorthodox or spurious. Let me go back
Definition
to Oxford.
2.
Let me go back to Oxford.
Definition 2.
A cult practices are often characterized by extreme beliefs and devotion to a leader, isolation, group, of manipulation. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's a cult-like practices.
Okay,
Let me go back over
definition
here.
two.
So,
Let me go back over here. Let me go back here to Oxford again. Dang, I gotta type it back in.
so host, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my question to the other two is, why do you think people that voted for Trump are a cult? Not
This
they
besides
call.
no. See, this is why I don't like having other people up. Dude, no. I got them pigeonholed, okay? Here's the
Okay.
thing. This is Oxford again, okay? It starts off a small group of people with extreme unconventional beliefs, often considered to be outside the mainstream, to a system of religious worship. Now, this is the AI overview. Let's go back to Oxford and see what Oxford actually says. This is not this damn hard. It says cult, way of life and attitude of a particular group, religious group with religious beliefs. Part of any established religion. Doesn't say anything about politics.
Yeah, but also I think the way you're viewing how they would use religion is that whoever's leading the cult would make themselves the center of the religion. Trump is using Christianity for his religious attraction or a religious factor in the cult. Because at a certain point, you
If
need
that's
But
true, why
not
do
all
need
Muslims vote
Trump
for him?
divinity.
supporters are
If that's true,
Well,
why
Christian.
and
do
also
Muslims
that's what I
vote
was
for
going to
him?
tell you. Well, that's what I was going to tell you to where there's a difference, I guess, between a Trump like voter and a MAGA supporter. Because the
Why,
whole
if
and
that's
we'd say
true,
like
why did
the belief
Muslims
of
vote for him?
MAGA would be America first.
If that's true, why did Muslims
Right.
vote for him?
He just said not all people who voted for Trump are MAGA. There are
No,
conservatives who are not
did you hear what
MAGA.
he just said though? Did you hear what he just said? Hey, Louise, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Islam and Christianity, can
What's up?
can you merge them together?
And what do you mean? Like, can you merge them
Can
together?
you merge them together?
No. That's a big fat no.
Hell no, you
No.
can't. So if Donald Trump was appealing to Christians, why would Muslims vote for him?
Well, because like he said, you could be conservative. Being conservative doesn't make you MAGA.
No, it just proves what you just said is rubbish because Islam
No.
cannot
And
listen.
also, if you want the
Islam
examples
cannot
of the
listen.
religious stuff,
Islam cannot appeal to anything that comes off as shirk. It violates Sharia law.
and
Do
you
you know
think that
that?
every person
No,
practices their religions
Louise,
to
do
the
you
T.
know?
You think every
Louise,
person
do you know
practices their
that?
religion to the T.
Louise, do you know that?
But you're saying that because it says that every person who's of that faith is practicing it 100%, and that's
No
why they
way.
can
We
never
know
do
MAGA
that.
doesn't follow
Well, no,
The
Christianity.
very
understand.
fact that
We
you just
support a
made a
great
claim that Donald Trump is appealing to
Hey,
Christians,
can
Muslims
can you
would
tell
not
me how many?
vote. Hold on, Muslims would not vote for him because it violates the tenets of Islam to embrace anything else that's outside of Islam. You're not making sense.
Can y'all tell me? Can y'all tell me how many genuine sacrilegious photos of Trump as like an angel or Michael have y'all seen?
I don't
Yeah,
care. Look. We can
that's
keep
on an
talking about this.
individual
Now you
basis.
don't care. I
Yeah,
didn't
we
ask
can
if you
keep
care.
talking
I
about
just
this
asked if
all
you've
you
seen
want.
them.
We
I
can keep
just
talking about
asked
this
if you've
all you
seen
want.
them. Not
MAGA does
asking if you
not fit the
care,
definition of
but
cult.
you are acknowledging that they're there. You're acknowledging
People
that
can
they're
do what
there.
they want to do. People can do what they want to do in MAGA.
So
Still doesn't negate the fact that what you're sitting up here talking about, MAGA does not fit the definition of cult. I don't care how much you try to spend it. See, this is the reason why I'm not
No,
a
it
leftist.
does.
Hold on.
It
This is the
does.
reason why I'm not a leftist. I believe words have a definition for a reason, and you adhere to them. The very fact this is Epic TDS on display for you guys. I'm reading the definition. It's right there in front of them, and the TDS is stopping them from connecting the dots. They would rather be disingenuous than to basically concede to the exact definition of a word. This is what I'm talking about. This is quote unquote TDS.
TDS to be a mental illness got picked up in a
Oh, it is.
in
So
a PD
It
costume.
is.
Oh, it is. So hey,
You know
Dave.
that guy, right?
Wait, hold on. So Dave, Megan, good to see you. Haven't seen you in so long. Dave, have you typed in the
Oh, it's a good
definition of
time.
cult?
I have done my research into cults and I have seen a lot of it. Like, MAGA is not a cult at all. Where is the religion that they say that MAGA has? There's no religion with MAGA. We believe in common sense.
Y'all believe in fundamental Christian values.
Wow.
So you're saying, okay, on that note,
Trump is God
have
to
you
some people.
have you ever read the Ten Commandments? Just out of curiosity. Like,
Yeah.
just as a fundamental educational purpose. Thou shalt not
No,
kill.
yeah,
Thou
and
shalt
it's
not.
influenced us. But one of the influences that isn't in there is about like worshiping another god. That's not
Yeah, it is.
influenced in our Bill of Rights.
No, it's not. But that's the separation of church and state.
Yeah,
You,
yeah. So
you
that's
know
what I'm
what?
saying. To where, don't get me wrong.
Right, but
Is there some good things that come from religious values? Yes, but when you start to mush together church and state, that's where you run into a problem.
right,
There
but
is
you
no
just
there
made
is
the
no
comment about the
separation.
picture with Jesus holding Trump's shoulder. Now, what is the difference
No,
between
no. I'm saying people who make pictures where they remove Michael's face and they put Trump's head on the body of Michael as if he is the archangel.
Did you
right?
ever think?
What's
I
the
mean,
difference between
kind
them
of
doing that with
funny.
a celebrity? There was a bunch of pictures going around with
No,
celebrities
no.
as
On
angels.
that's
Like
one
they're
thing. If they put Kamala Harris as far as like on Captain America when they had the Captain America Iron Man, that was one thing. But I've seen so many pictures where they're putting Trump in religious type of photoshops
right,
versus just like, oh, he's super strong or whatever. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the ones where they're kind of crude, where he's buff and he's ripped and all that. But then there are the ones that are very sacrilegious. And again, here's also a thing to where I don't think all MAGA is is the same in a way. I guess just like how in Christianity, not every Christian practices Christianity the same way. Not every MAGA person practices this America First mentality the same way.
Can
but
I? Can I
I
make
would
a
have to
comment?
say that I believe that America should help itself first, and then once we get ourselves fixed, then go out and do more. Because I
Can I
mean,
make?
look how many
Agree.
veterans that are homeless. Look how many people we've got on the street. Look how many kids go to bed without food. Look how many people don't get an education. Like,
No,
what?
exactly. And what
Right.
he's doing is he's convincing you that the reason all those problems are for other people that you have more in common with instead of people like Trump and Elon who hoard resources. But he's convincing you the problems are coming from other people who are more in a similar situation that you share than people who aren't in that situation at all.
You
Can
do
I?
See, I
realize
got
Elon
hold on,
Musk
hold
is
on.
an
Can I just
immigrant,
make a
right?
Look,
comment?
we're going way
Like
off.
his
Look, we're
family is
going way off the
immigrant.
subject. We're going way off the subject.
Ron, can I make one
Anyways,
comment before
hold on.
before?
What do you think? What do you think would be more applicable to MAGA? So this is the definition of populism, right? Populism is a range of political stances that emphasize the idea of common people and often position this group in opposition to perceived elites.
Can I make a comment, Jerome?
I'm pretty sure MAGA
Geez,
is
hold
all about
on.
getting rid of the
So
elites.
I got a question. So do you what they're saying? MAGA is a cult, or do you believe it would be more if you're logically consistent? Do you think the definition of populism be more applicable to MAGA, or what they're saying the definition of cult?
And I think honestly that could apply for, I guess, some MAGA supporters who haven't crossed that line, but there are some who truly feel that he was saved and touched by God. And I just want to say, just because you're not unalive successfully doesn't mean that God had his hand on his shoulders. Because if you think of Operation Valkyrie,
Okay. Thanks for the
Adolf,
obfuscation. Goodness gracious. Anyway,
That's
That's
why I wanted to comment.
a
MAGA
rabbit hole.
MAGA is diametrically opposed to what, you guys?
What are we opposed to?
What is MAGA diametrically opposed to?
Right.
Elites,
Thank
evil.
you.
Exactly.
Populism says that it's a group of common people with the ideas opposition to the perceived elite.
I agree to that.
You guys don't consider Trump and Elon Musk's elites?
Are you
Do you
kidding
see
me?
what I'm saying, you guys? These people, the TDS with these people, I'm telling you, this is why people do not listen to the. Listen, I will respect you if you had the dignity to concede, have some true humility, and be like, you know what? Actually, when you read the definition of cult, MAGA does not adhere to the definition of cult. It doesn't even fit the definition of cult. MAGA definitely does fit the definition of populism or a populist movement. Definitely, because we hate elites. America first. So, it's wow, the mental gymnastics that we have to get from people to try to basically create their own damn definition of words. I'm not with duality of speech. I'm not with being duplicitous. I'm not with any of that kind of crap. I'm not with postmodernism. Words have a definition for a damn reason. Anyway,
we're not going to call Musk and Trump elites. We're not going to call them elites.
Are they fighting against the establishment? Yes or no?
What are you?
No.
They're not fighting against the establishment.
No, they're not. What is the establishment? What is the establishment?
Dante, how do
Are
you
the
not see
establishment
fighting against
fighting them?
They're fighting against the very elite that oppose them. The world elites oppose Elon Musk.
I think they are fighting for corporate America. I don't see how you guys ignore that.
How are they fighting for corporate America?
Look at the tax cuts that Trump gave in 2017.
Hold on. The corporate America wants to keep manufacturing for the most part in Asia, right? They want to diminish manufacturing in the US, which removes American jobs, right? So if they were part of the corporate elite, they would want to maximize profit by keeping businesses outside of the United States. But that's not the case. And as they try to bring businesses back into the United States, it's the elite that are fighting them.
So
The elite that want to keep high profit margins by keeping low-cost slave labor in Asia and not bring it back to the United States where American citizens can do the work.
What do you think happens to their profit margins if he reduces their tax obligation down to 21% from 35% and now is discussing reducing it to 15%? Less than what you and I pay.
Okay, I'm going to answer that question. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to reduce corporate taxes that low?
Yeah, less than what you and I pay.
By the way, John F. Kennedy did this, and it had an astounding effect the following year. He cut it in half.
Now I got a question.
No,
so do you consider Bill Gates?
Don't answer my question to the question.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you, dude. I own a business.
Okay, so you own a business.
Yeah, I'm not the guy you're trying to fuss at.
But that's I'm talking to Dante. But I'm asking Dante a question, right?
Oh, I didn't know you asked me a question. I thought you were answering.
He said that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are part of the corporate elite, right? So if they were a part of the corporate elite, why have they become a thorn in their side? Why would they do that to the very people that you claim they are part of? How would it benefit them to do that?
A thorn in whose side? They are
the thorn in the elite side. The corporate elite is who now despise Musk.
They are targeting another corporate tax decrease of 6%.
Okay. Why? Okay. So before Trump came into office, the corporate tax was in the 30s. The first time he was elected, right? So while corporate taxes in Canada were in the low 20s, and in China they were in the teens, right? So it would be a corporate's best interest to move a business into a place that's going to tax them less. And even with shipping, it's cheaper to do business there and the profit margins are higher. So by lowering the corporate tax rate, you're incentivizing bringing business back into the United States, right? Which is going to really hurt China because they depend on it. And it's going to help the United States, and it's going to help the United States citizens. How is that a detriment? You tell me how that is bad. Because that's how corporate taxes work.
If we look at affordability in America and we compare it to when the corporate tax rate was higher in the 50s and 60s, it was 50%. Affordability for cost of living.
It wasn't 50% in the 50s.
Yeah, for about 20 years, it was 50%.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And our affordability was much better. You know, I make 120 grand.
And what happened?
And I can barely afford to live in
John
California.
F. Kennedy lowered it. What happened the year after John F. Kennedy cut it in half? What happened to the economic boom in this country when that corporate tax got cut in half?
Okay, so the federal corporate tax in the 1950s was 50%. In the 60s, 37%, 70s, 32%, 80s, 20%, and 90s, 25%, so on and so on.
And since that time, hasn't it been harder and harder for us to afford the cost of living in America? If you look just
what was the corporate tax? What was the corporate tax in Canada and China during that same period while we were moving manufacturing out of here? That China did it on purpose. China literally kept their corporate tax low just to get manufacturing out of the United States. I lost my job working for Converse. I worked for Converse in Bristol, Rhode Island, making Converse All Stars, and I was making duck boots. Those are the military boots that get inflated with warm air. They're Arctic boots. And I lost that job because they moved that job to to China. Then I went to American Tourister. Everybody's heard of, the gorilla guy. I worked there. Then guess what happened? We were importing, we were called American made, but it wasn't, it was American assembled, but not American made. So then I lost that job. I lost that job because they moved it.
You know I love you, right?
Yeah, I know. I get long-winded. I'm sorry.
No.
I still
No
love you.
anecdotals. No anecdotals. I hate anecdotals.
I don't know what do you mean by that?
Your own personal experiences. No.
So if the issue
I
is,
was just a portion of what happened nationwide, though.
but if the issue, the reason why we need to bring back more manufacturing jobs is, what's the unemployment rate? Does anyone know what's the unemployment rate in manufacturing when Trump came into office? I would be curious to know.
I want to keep looking up your. Here's the thing.
Is it a great issue? Is it? I mean, you guys are claiming it's such an issue.
Hold on. Dante, tell us, what is unemployment rate?
It's a percentage of the population that is unemployed. You're the definition guy. Give me the exact.
Wow.
So I got one question.
Megan.
Yes.
Go ahead, chime in. Oh my God. No, that wasn't to you.
All right. No, I got you. Well, number one, with the unemployment rate, it was absolutely distraught with Obama. And then it boomed. I'm pretty sure it was 2017 that it actually took off and boomed, and then didn't crash until the COVID, which was mainly because of Democratic states that stayed locked down after the 2 weeks. And it's just been booming since. But I do want to get back to the whole MAGA being a cult. I'm just curious, do we send out flyers? Because I don't get them. Like, where are the cult meetings, and why don't they follow me?
Because they
Like,
usually
where
are
are
supposed
you
to follow
guys?
the
That's my
same
question.
religion, but they're not. MAGA is very diverse. So you have atheists, you have Christians, you have Jewish people, you have Muslims, you have every single walk of life in MAGA. So by definition, it can't be a cult.
Exactly.
I tried joining the 12 tribes of Israel here in America, and I couldn't. I couldn't do it. They wouldn't let me in. MAGA let me in.
Most people probably don't even know what group you alluded to, but
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, I was
that
in
was
California.
that
I was in
good.
California, and I tried giving my van, I tried giving my cats, everything. They wouldn't take it.
When I jumped on here, though, I think part of what I was hearing from I think Deron, you were saying that a cult leader isolates the cultists.
It's called a cult-like practice.
And when I heard that, I was thinking, well, isn't that kind of for the last 8 years we've been told again and again we can't trust the media? Is that not a form of isolation?
Dude, Dante, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not saying this to sound harsh, but dude, you have extremely remedial talking points, and it's really making me apoplectic a little bit. It's like I don't know if you've been living in a hole. Dante, I got a question for you. When Donald Trump first announced that he was going to run for the presidency of the United States, was his campaign illegally spied upon? And did all of leftist media, did they report nothing but 98% negative news on him?
Did leftist media, you said, report negatively?
98% negative media coverage on Donald Trump when he first announced that he was going to run for the presidency of the United States.
Oh, I don't know the percentages.
It was insane.
You tell me what source that is. I'd be curious to see what you're talking about.
How many do you want to know?
Dante,
Yeah.
did the alphabet agencies illegally spy on his campaign?
Did Google spy on his campaign?
No.
Is that what you just asked?
Are you really not
haven't
paying
heard
attention,
that.
Dante?
He said the alphabet agency. That would not be
The
legal.
3-letter agencies. Did FBI not spy on Trump's campaign in 2016?
Oh, I
Hey,
have
babe,
not heard that.
Hey, babe, I'm gonna have to break my promise to myself. I'm gonna make myself another cup of coffee.
Enjoy.
I think this proves my point,
Now I
though,
want one.
that he, for 8+ years, has made you all believe you cannot trust the media.
Dude, you don't even listen, Dante.
Whoa.
See, this is the thing that's tripping me out. You didn't even know that the alphabet agencies illegally spied on his campaign. This is confirmed. People have
Dante
went
know?
to jail. People have went to jail for it.
Okay, but what's your point? Isn't it also confirmed that
So,
Russia
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Russia interfered in that same
Here,
exact
hold on,
campaign?
Hold on. How many times
No,
did
they
they
didn't.
keep saying Donald Trump was in cahoots with Russia? Come on, Dante.
For 3
Wait.
years?
That whole entire time, there was not proven that it was in cahoots, but it was proven that Russia did interfere in that campaign on his behalf.
No, they did not.
No, they
That
didn't.
was never proven.
How?
It was.
Hillary.
No, hold on.
It
hold
was
on, hold on,
proven
hold on.
that he
I
tried
wanna
to
hear-
attack the
I want to
opponent.
hear what Dante has to say. Hold on,
It
guys.
was. It
Hold on.
was proven that he
Dante.
tried to attack Hillary Clinton's campaign.
How is-
Russia tried to attack Hillary
How?
Clinton.
That's what the
How?
media.
What is your
Trying to
what is
hack
your
in it.
source?
That's what CNN
hack-
told you.
You are the result. You are the result of mainstream media bias, and you bought into it.
This was the
Dante,
Mueller report.
Dante,
This was the Mueller
hold on,
report. That
Dante.
there was evidence
The
that
Mueller
Russia tried
report,
to interfere.
354 pages that cost
Thank you.
American tax dollars $35 million. The first 3 paragraphs show that he found nothing.
No,
Literally
it was found that Trump
You
was
needed
not.
355 pages for him to tell you there was nothing.
I'm not claiming
One.
that
2,
Trump-
Dante, 2013, the Smith-Mundt Act was revised thanks to the Obama administration. So the media has been able to lie to you. They've lied to you for 10 years now. You guys literally are part of this Jesse Smollett cult group where you just go off on whatever they say with no facts and no freaking sources whatsoever.
Did I say
And
that
here's the
Trump?
thing, too. Here's the thing. So you can't accuse me of confirmation bias, you guys. This is from NBC News. NBC News.
Oh God.
So, FBI abuses and domestic surveillance of the Trump campaign. Eerie echo Red Scare raids. A court has ordered the Bureau to explain how it will correct this behavior going forward exactly a century after it should have learned its lesson. Let's go down. So this was actually published January the 10th, 2020 at 1:08 p.m. It says Friday marks the deadline given to the FBI to tell the nation's top national security court how it will fix its process that led the doctored surveillance request as an improper spying on a presidential campaign staffer in 2016. The abuses occurred when the FBI launched an investigation as part of the larger probe into Moscow's political interference to determine whether Trump campaign advisor Carter Page coordinated with Russia to influence the presidential election. Dante doesn't know anything about this stuff.
Russia.
Very interesting. He doesn't know anything about the Mueller report. Very interesting. He didn't know that all the leftist media kept saying that Donald Trump was in cahoots with Russia. So the very fact that the courts are basically saying, hey, FBI, why did you illegally spy on Trump's campaign when you basically had no merit whatsoever? And then if the media reports the same damn lie, that means they're lying on Donald Trump.
All right. So can I respond to what you're saying here?
Woo! Go ahead.
Because first of all, at no point in time did I say the Mueller report identified Trump as being in cahoots with Russia. Okay, what the Mueller report did find was that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. Okay, that's all I said.
Go ahead, tell us how. How did they interfere?
In 2 major ways: the social media influence, and then also hacking and leaks. Okay.
What social media influence? Because it's just been a smear campaign.
Are you
ever
talking
since
about
2015.
WikiLeaks?
I'm
Are you
not-
talking about
in
WikiLeaks,
2006.
I'm about to
That's
prove a very
2006.
valid point here. I'm about to prove a very valid point.
So
You guys, let's be
social
honest.
media influence
hold on, Dante. Let's be as objective as possible. Let's go over the cult-like practices, and I want you to tell me which side of the political spectrum mainly aligns with these cult-like practices. Because I'm telling you right now, Dante, I'm not going to make the claim that you are in a cult, but let's go over the practices and let's see, because I'm MAGA, let's see who's in the cult, okay? Versus me and you, okay? It says, extreme beliefs. Cults often promote unusual and sometimes dangerous beliefs that are not widely accepted. A charismatic leader. Cults are typically led by a charismatic figure who demands absolute loyalty and obedience. Cults often encourage members to cut ties with family and friends, isolating them from outside influences. Let's unpack this one. Social isolation. You guys, which side of the political spectrum calls for social isolation?
The Democrats.
That would be
The
the
Democrats.
2016 Yale psychiatric
They say all the time.
leader told their families to drop Trump supporters and not to have any interaction with them. And that was 9 years ago.
Or
Let's double down. Let's double down.
they also said,
Hold on, Meg. Did not Louis Farrakhan
all right,
of the Nation of Islam call Barack Obama the Messiah?
oh my God, I forgot about
Did
that.
he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Dang, I didn't know
He
that.
did.
I
He
thought
recently called Trump a
D-Ron, I
gangster.
thought we were comparing whether you or I were in a cult.
No. Here's the thing, dude. No. It's already established already. Because here's the thing, though. I'm just basically just driving the point home. Okay. Let's go to this one. Manipulation and control. Cults use manipulative tactics to gain and maintain control over members, including mind control tricks. Which side of the spectrum do you think is guilty of that?
Who am I devoted to? I'm a little lost there because I can point to Trump for you. Who am I devoted to?
Dude, the very fact, right, that you're sitting up here talking about, well, Donald Trump, he's this way. Dude, you get all your talking points from fake damn news. You haven't even done your own due diligence. If you had did your own due diligence instead of going off fake ass cult like news, you would have known that Donald Trump was illegally spied upon and that fake news was basically spouting the same BS that actually came from the FBI. And what happens to you, Dante, if you start to disagree with the left? What did they do to you, Dante? Let's see if you can be honest. What did they do to you, Dante?
Do I disagree with the left? I don't know. I don't usually go
Dante,
on.
what does
Arguing with the left.
Oh,
the
my
left
God.
do to a person when you disagree with the left? What do they do to you?
You tell me, man. I haven't gotten into arguments with people on the left very much.
Oh,
Here,
fascist,
here.
racist,
Dante
Nazi.
could do an experiment. Go on a live and put this stuff in behind you, and even the people that you know that love you, if you started telling them that you truly believe this, you would be berated, you would demoralized, they would disown you, they would throw you to the wolves just because you think differently than them.
Right. They'll tell you, well, what do they tell you? Especially if you're a melanated conservative, you're not black anymore.
Oh, you go
Yeah.
against your race. You're a
Racist,
You're not
fascist,
Latino anymore. You're not
everything.
Latino anymore.
Well,
That's what they
I
said to
think
me.
the reason why you're hearing that
Am
is
I
because
lying?
a lot of
Am I
people on
lying?
the left.
No.
No, you're not.
No.
A lot of
What is
people on
that
the left
indicative
believe
of?
that
Hold on.
Trump
Stop.
threatens.
Dante, be quiet. So what is that indicative of? If you are excluding me for having my independent thought, which that is another practice of a cult, how is that not cult-like practices?
Dante.
every single.
Oh, I tried to speak up, but I think you were excluding me from speaking my mind,
You can.
like a cult that I'm on right now.
He's playing the victim card now.
Listen. I'm not making this up. It says rigid rules and conformity. Cults often have strict rules and expectations for members, demanding conformity and discouraging independent thought.
Okay, so in recent weeks, have we not heard Donald Trump, your guys' leader, explicitly state that he's going to withhold funding from those who do not conform? Has he not said that?
Conform
No.
to what? Conform to the law.
To
Federal
not said
law,
that.
right?
To federal laws.
He
no.
has said it about every single blue state.
No.
If they do not conform, He's
conform to the
withholding
law.
funds.
Federal law.
Dante, conforming to the law
It's
is not the
definitely
same.
not conform.
Conforming to the law is not the same thing as conforming to a thought or an idea.
Okay, who sets the law? Does Donald Trump make the law, or does the legislative
He's
branch?
It's on the books. Illegals.
He's the chief law enforcement of the United States. Are you out of your
Title
mind?
8,
The President of the
13,
United
25
States
is a
executive
law.
orders are not the same
He
as
is
legislation.
a chief executive officer of the United States. It's his job to uphold the law.
Quite literally said,
and to
if
make
you don't
law-
follow my
and to make-
executive orders,
Dante, don't
you will
overtalk
not
me.
receive
It
funding
is
from the
his
federal
job-
government.
It is his job to make sure that all laws are followed.
Yes.
That's his job. And if you
Executive
don't
orders
conform-
are not the same as
do not
congressional
conform-
legislation. They're not.
Do not conform. The legislative rights laws, they don't enforce them. Are you kidding me? How do you don't even know how the law works in this country?
How do you not
Well, one
see that
second,
as
wait,
conformity?
hold on. One
Forced
second.
conformity.
Hey, Meg, are you in front of your computer?
Yes.
Can you look up?
I can be.
Oh, you're not. Who's in front of your computer?
I am.
I got you.
Okay, who just said that? Was that you, Doc, or Unbearable?
Both.
What do you want me to look
Can you
up?
look up Title 8, 13, 20, Title 8, 13, 24, and 13, 25?
I got 25.
Can you read that?
He does realize that Biden done the same
Hold
thing
on,
during
Chris.
COVID.
Hold on. Can you please read that, Unbearable?
Any alien who enters or attempts to enter the United States at any time or place other than the designated by immigration officers.
And if you are guilty of that, is that a felony? Yes or no?
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
a federal offense.
Can someone read 1324 of Title 8, please?
Bringing in, knowing that, knowing that a person is an alien brings to or attempts to bring to the United States in any manner whatsoever such person at a place other than a designated port of entry or place other than a designated by the commissioner, regardless whether such alien has received prior officials authorization to come, enter or reside in the United States, and regardless of any future official action which may be taken with respect to such alien.
Is that a felony or no?
That is a felony. Harboring? Yes. We've
That's
already had a few cases recently.
Federal law. The very fact that you actually have politicians advocating for sanctuary cities and basically giving people asylum violates federal law.
That's harboring a
So
fugitive.
what are you talking about, Dan?
That's harboring a
Or
fugitive.
Dante?
You can't hire
Oh,
them. You
hold on.
can't
Can
put them in
I-
your home.
Okay, so it wasn't just about
Due
immigration.
process is for
Let's,
Americans.
let's focus
only.
on immigration, but he also said he will withhold funding to Maine for not recognizing his executive order of two genders.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
so that was-
and can he do that? Can he do that as the president? Yes or no?
No, he cannot.
Oh, yes, he can.
He cannot withhold
Okay, hold on.
federal funding
Dante,
because a
Barack
state does
Obama-
not follow his
Dante,
executive orders. You're
Dante,
wrong.
Dante, Barack Obama, right, withheld financial money to the state of Georgia if they did not put transgender bathrooms in their schools. He said
And in North
he would
Carolina.
withhold.
Yep.
He said he would withhold funding to the state of Georgia, and not a single Democrat bitched about that.
An executive order is not the same as legislation that's passed.
No. He said, and he has the right to, any state that does not, if your state does not follow the alcohol rules and laws, they'll pull your federal funding for your roads.
Yep.
And they have
But
the power to do it.
let's focus on immigration though, because
No,
it's,
let's
I
focus
mean, I
on
don't
what
think
you're
you.
saying. No, let's focus on what you said. You said that he was withholding. What you said was he was withholding what? He was withholding federal funds because people were not conforming to the law.
Okay. So
That he didn't make.
you're
That wasn't
referencing
his
Obama
executive order, it
withholding
was already
federal
a
funds.
law.
Did you just reference Obama withholding federal funds when a state violated federal law?
Federal law. That was
Okay.
not federal law, though. It
I'm
wasn't
pretty
even
sure
signed into
that
law.
I'm pretty sure that they actually caved in and did it so that they could get their pay.
Yes,
So
they
did North Carolina.
Okay.
And
So
I'm pretty positive that That's why it wasn't withheld, because it would have been, and they threatened it, but it wasn't, because they caved. They gave in to what the law was at that time.
It astonishes me that Dante, who believes there's no media bias, has not heard from the media he listens to anything what we're talking about.
So I got a question. Is it the federal government's job to take care of the state, or is it the state's job to take care of the state?
Well, it depends on what agencies
The
fund
state's-
parts of the state.
Well, and depends if the state is a border
It
state.
depends on the
Section
condition.
4 in the
I'm
Constitution.
talking about for the people. I'm talking about the federal aid that the government gives the state. What it's for the people, right? So is it the
Yes,
actual
it's for the
federal
people.
government's
It's
job,
for.
or is it the state's job to take care of its people? Because I'm a firm believer that it should be the state's job first before it's the federal government, unless it is a military
Yes.
aspect.
I agree with that.
I mean, that's
We'd have to go back and
Dante,
say all those things that allowed the federal government to do so. We'd have to talk to your state legislature. I mean, talk to your U.S. Senator and U.S. Congressman.
because because there is laws in certain states that is against the federal government, but it's fine in the state. Like there's certain, I think is it Wyoming or Nevada? There's one of them that a felon can still own a shotgun in their home, where it's federal law that they can't own a firearm. Period. Now that's federal state law.
I'm sorry, say that again?
There's 2 or 3 states.
It's a
out
federal
west.
state law for what?
There's a couple of states out west where it's still okay for a felon to own a shotgun in their home. Now they can't be transported. They can't. It's for home protection. But federal law dictates that they cannot own that firearm.
So federal law
North-
supersedes state laws, right?
You're getting into the gray area again. Because then, if you go with Texas, Texas has its own constitution that actually states that they
It's
can
like
go away from the
here in
union.
California, for so many years, we made marijuana legal,
Every-
right? Or married.
Every state has its own constitution.
But the federal law,
And the only 2 states that can succeed, only 2 states that can leave the union are actually Rhode Island and New Hampshire in their constitution.
I thought Texas could
Unfortunately.
too.
No, they've been trying.
the reason why I wanted to
I wouldn't mind
focus
Texas
on
becoming a country.
immigration on that topic was not because I'm trying to avoid what you guys are saying, but I see that there's a difference between executive order and legislation, and I guess we weren't recognizing that difference.
But executive order goes into law.
No, an executive order is not made law. The Congress has to pass laws. It's passed in the House and then it's passed in the Senate. An executive order is more of a
Executive order
direction.
can be codified through the Congress and make it law, but an executive order is enforced because it is just as valid, though not codified.
Yeah, and if Obama, that was 10 plus years ago, but I would disagree with Obama as well if this was an executive order that he forced North Carolina or Georgia to follow.
He didn't do it by executive order. He just said, you either conform to what we want or we're going to pull federal funding. There was no executive order, unless you're talking about the transgender.
Was he asking them to conform to federal legislation, or what was he asking them to conform to?
He was asking them to go with his executive order, which, as I am reading right now, carries the same force as a law as federal laws.
It does not.
You can look it up yourself.
I did. There's a distinction between the two.
Go ahead and look it up.
Hey, D-Ron, can I ask
Then what is the
Dante-
point of
Yeah,
having an
Dante.
executive
Dante,
order?
look
What is the
up
point of having an executive order, Dante?
Dante, look up the power of an executive order. Just for a second, go to your computer and look up what power does an executive order have. Look it up. Educate yourself.
I got it in front of me, so I got both of them outlined in front of me.
Okay, what does it say?
The
Okay.
executive order, right? Well, first of all, we all know it's issued by the president or a governor at the state level, and it has the force of law, but is limited in scope to how the executive branch operates. It cannot create new laws, but can direct federal agencies on how to enforce existing laws. Can be overturned by courts if deemed unconstitutional, or by a future president. whereas legislation is passed by Congress and signed by the president, applies to both government and private citizens, can create new legal requirements, impose penalties, and provide funding. And it's much more difficult to repeal, requiring legislative action rather than just a new president comes in and passes.
No, because the state.
So okay, Dante.
Okay, I'm hold on one second. So as you just read, you literally proved the point. So the only way to get rid of it is the court has to go after it to get rid of it. To have it then go through Congress, whether it's to change or get rid of the executive order all at once, they have to go through the court. So it's the president's job to make these executive orders to go over the court, and then the court has to prove it is unconstitutional before they cannot not go with the law. Like
Right,
it's literally like you proved,
though, right?
you proved my point.
So Dante, was it okay for the president a couple years ago during COVID to make a mask mandate, or you wouldn't get any aid? Was that okay? Because that was an executive order.
So this is, you guys, I am not a part of a cult. I don't agree with everything the left does. I actually strongly
But
disagree.
it's on the
with that
same
mandate.
lines as what we're talking about.
What makes you
we're
think we
talking
agree
about the
everything
same
Trump
thing.
says?
I don't agree.
Yeah, I've been on one of these lives, and I've never met someone who's MAGA that disagrees with anything he does. That's why we call you guys
That's
a
not true.
Oh, that's
What's
so
your
not true.
assumption?
You guys should just call us a cult.
Then
without
let's
even
use this
talking to us.
opportunity. Use this opportunity to prove me, guys, that you guys disagree with something that he has done.
I wish
Oh
he'd
my
keep
God.
his
His
mouth
2A
shut sometimes
stance.
and just
His
let
2A
policies
stance on
speak.
bump stocks. His First Amendment policy on Israel. I don't like those.
Okay, so
Is that enough for you, Dante?
we're aligned in that respect.
How about when he didn't do anything about when he
no.
passed his first budget bill? He was spending more money than I kid him to spend, and he really did. I know there was a lot of pressure on him, but his first set of budget bills sucked, and there was
Well,
nothing.
this new round, we're also going to
There
be
was nothing I could do about it, though.
Overspending.
I didn't.
Dante,
I still
we're not
want
the
him to be my
same.
president, but there's nothing. He makes decisions that I may disagree with, but I'm not going to sit there and put a bow a knee to him. I'm not going to sit there and pray to him. Like
But,
the
hey,
thing.
unbearable. Did you say you support Palestinians or no?
Hell no. Those are barbarians, and they're the most misogynistic people on this planet. That should be a fucking parking lot.
Okay, so you don't.
I don't support
My
Ukraine.
fiance would
I
say
don't
the
support
exact same thing.
I don't support Ukraine either because they've been white supremacists for the last 61 years, and you guys fucking blindly ignore that for some reason. I want to see the most blackest platoon in America go over there and tell me how they interact with you guys. They'll take away your firearms and put you on the front lines with no coverage.
They'll
I
strip
thought you said that you didn't.
the
support.
LGB and beat them in the streets. Like they
Oh yeah,
do
they duct
horrible
tape
shit
them
over there.
yeah, they duct tape them to telephone poles and they whip them and tell them and say their name is Toby.
They're probably
They're
killing them
horrible.
too.
Dante, I got a
They are
question.
horrible over there. Ukraine is the most disgusting place on this planet. Most corrupt. They lost 36 times in NATO when they applied trying to come in. And this was before Russia was knocking on their doorstep.
But what really kills me is how come the entire European Union, before, up until very recently, wanted to have nothing to do with supporting Ukraine. The entire continent of Europe wanted to have nothing to do with supporting them.
I don't think they knew about all the minerals underneath Ukraine. That's why
No,
it's just
no,
a
but
fight
no,
to
I
see
mean
who gets that
overall.
first.
If they really were what they say they were, Europe would be backing them against Russia. But they're not because they know exactly what Ukraine is all about. They've seen it for decades and decades and decades. You can't fool the other countries in Europe to believe that Ukraine is an upright country.
You can't even fool Americans who've served and gone over there. 2017, we had New York National Guard and Oklahoma National Guard go over there. Prior to that, we've had other military groups going over there. Freaking McCain, the biggest traitor of them all, went over there and told them they have to ban the Azov in the Wolf Pack or whatever they're called. And they didn't. They're still in charge right now.
So Dante, I got a question. I know you you think Maga is a cult, or that we're crazy or something. But have you
I thought you
heard
said
any?
Meg.
No, but have you heard? Even though we're having a discussion and it's a civil discussion, have you heard anybody bring up any personal attacks whatsoever? Because I can tell you, as someone who's had discussions with someone who didn't agree, they literally called me a Nazi racist bastard and then walked off.
I literally got dragged on this app for being racist.
Same thing
See,
happened to me.
that's what I'm saying, Dante. We're not.
I call white liberals and black liberals Tuskegee patients, so I can't be racist.
Hey, Dante, go into an anti-MAGA live and maybe change your name, change the icon on your screen, and go in there as a pro.
Do a troll account.
Watch what happens to you. You will
All right,
be
so I also have been on this live with you guys, and it's been a discussion. I haven't thrown any insults at you guys either.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, though.
We're not
Okay.
talking about
But
No, but I
we
get
all
your
get-
point. But I think the reason why you might get some of those responses from the left is because your leader has
but
acted racist at times.
Okay, how does
Dante? He's everyone's leader. He's the American president. We are all Americans.
How did he act racist?
Iran, you hear that media talking point Dante just said?
What did
That's so
What did he
crazy.
do or say that was racist? Can you tell me?
Okay, I think his entire rhetoric.
No. What did he say or do? No,
Right.
don't his
Give
entire
an example.
Let me-
Don't
let
say
me
his
answer.
entire rhetoric.
You're not
His
giving
entire,
Give an opinion.
Let
Give
me
an
answer, and I
example.
will give you specifics. All right, we'll look up
No, give us
specific quotes.
specifics first, please.
Right, but his entire rhetoric over the last 7 years or so has been about immigrants being violent, dangerous people.
Are you kidding me? Have you ever run into an MS-13?
Okay, I'm not saying none of them are.
No,
Of course some of them
how
are.
many thousands? We have thousands here.
But
Thousands.
saying that all of these immigrants,
No, he never said all. The word all never came out of his mouth.
when you say immigrants,
No,
you're referring
stop.
to all.
No, he
We said illegal.
He said some.
No. He said these immigrants.
No,
Let's
he
pull up
said
the quotes.
some.
Now we'll
He
get
never said
specifics.
these
Let's pull them up.
immigrants.
Let me pull them up.
How do you
Wow.
believe what you say?
Word for word.
What
Just
I'm-
pull them
bro,
up.
this
You look like you got a headache.
is hold on. So this is Dante. Man, I gotta tell you, bro. The TDS, my man, you are so
my God.
misinformed. So damn misinformed. Can you pull up one clip where he said that immigrants are actually this, as you say? Pull up one clip where, because I know every clip he goes into intricate detail about who he is speaking about when he says that.
Every time.
And hold on, and appropriate TikTok language. I'm getting sick of saying that. Stop saying the name of the gang, all that kind of stuff, okay? So, but here's the thing, Dante, man, you guys, again, this is the epic portrayal of people who do not know what they're talking about, and they just lean on fake news. They are too intellectually lazy to do the fact finding. Dante, I want you to substantiate that claim that you just made. Pull up an audio clip that Donald Trump said that about immigrants.
You need to specify more full clip, not partial clip, full clip. Because if you take bits and pieces of the clips, then yeah. But you got to watch the whole clip, the whole speech,
Matter
to
of
get
fact,
the whole message.
I pulled up the quotes that I'm because we were talking
Alaskan man
specific.
just made a statement. He said
Dante, pull it
some
up.
of them are bad hombre. He said some of them are bad hombre.
Come on, Dante, let's pull it up. Pull
Yeah,
up
I
that
got
clip.
you. I remember
It should
when
be easy for you to find. It should be easy for you to find.
I remember when Obama said you need to learn English if you want to come over here.
So I got all the quotes.
Me
in front.
too.
So if you guys want me to go over them with you, I'd be glad to.
Okay.
Give us an
We don't
Give
really want
us
the
an
quotes.
audio
We want
clip.
like
I
the
want
video,
an
the
audio
audio.
Oh, okay. So you guys want me to find the YouTube speech? Got it. I'll do it.
He was just about to read something somebody wrote. That's what he was.
Well,
Exactly.
I'll give you the source, but if you guys want me to find a specific clip as well, that's I'll do
Dante,
it.
every time he makes a speech,
You
it's
can.
recorded. It is recorded every time he makes a speech.
What's
Okay.
the
I was
source?
literally
Because I'm
going to
looking
tell
it
you
up right
guys.
now.
I was literally going to tell you guys what speech it was, when it was made, and what was said. But you guys want
It
me to
should
find
be easy
exactly
for
the
you
clip.
to find. It should be
I will.
easy for you to find.
Let me do it. Let me do it. But now you want me to do more homework for you guys.
The dude trying to read a damn opinion piece.
No, it's
You're not
it's
doing
a
homework.
quote from
It's
a
hard to do
specific
homework
Yes.
for us when we own the book.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like I'm not finding this video.
Damn, Dante, Deron, I need a freaking Pall Mall right now.
I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Everything is so misleading with them. MAGA is a cult. We go over the definition of a cult. MAGA has nothing to do with religion leading it. It is a populist political movement, not a cult. But they wish to just change the definition of words, so I can say it's a cult. I mean, these when I talk about being disingenuous, I'm telling you, the left, they are supremely disingenuous.
They changed the words to fit their narrative.
Can I do that?
And Dante, I'm gonna give you as much time as you need, because you're not gonna be able to find that audio clip. You're not.
So
If you can't find
the
that clip,
only
I want
thing
to see
that
if
I
he's
can
gonna concede.
find, the only thing that I can find is when he said that anyone who crossed illegally is a criminal. That's all that I can find.
Which is true. Federal law.
Yeah, like
I mean,
it's just
That's-
mind-boggling to me.
that's
I'm
the
telling
reason
you.
we have asylum. You come to a port, you claim asylum, and you come in. Once we finish you and make sure you are who you say you are, and you do actually have a problem, you can't just come to America or come to the thing and say, "Hey, I need a job." You have to go through the right channels. We have a friend of ours named Rico. It took him 15 years to become a citizen, and he had to keep applying and applying and applying. Then he became a citizen. And I'll tell you what, there is no more prouder American that I've ever seen. Like, he is dead set, and he will tell everybody that they need to come in legally just like he had to.
I think most of the people that came in legally are more patriotic than liberals.
Oh,
They
for
know the
sure.
history more.
Yep.
That's because liberals are demonic, not anything else. Sorry, not sorry.
According to the Communist Manifesto, they like to follow. They don't want to follow us. How can Trump be a white nationalist and an antichrist?
Do you think he's gonna find it?
Someone's breaking up.
The reason I say that is because we can have a discussion, and we can have totally different points of view. You can be liberal, you can be Republican, Democrat, leftist, whatever. And to me, we can all sit down and have a discussion. So I wouldn't call somebody demonic, even if I don't agree with them. Now, that's the part that I wouldn't agree with.
That's fair.
I 'cause
I
I
want to
think right here is
define
the
it
best
because somebody
education we
asked
can
me
do.
to.
If you're sipping on that
In the
acorn,
comments
demonic.
is what I mean by demonic, and what I mean is they are possessed by something else is taking over their feelings and emotions, that like they are demonic because of what the left has done to them. They have these ideologies that they just follow and get hurt feelings over for no reason once you do research and figure out what those actual reasons are,
Can I ask?
if that makes sense.
I need to ask Dante a question. Now, this is something that I don't even know how many people on this panel actually heard. This is when Barack Obama was first running against John McCain, back when he ran for president, right? Now, I've mentioned this to people, and they say, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory." Okay, so there was at one point of his campaign when George Stephanopoulos was interviewed, and he actually admits he's a Muslim, but he says he's a Christian. But I know different because the video clip I have sitting in front of me, which I can play, I don't know when Duran comes back. I don't know if he puts it up on the big screen, or I can let you hear the audio. So anyway, this is when there was a lot of words going between McCain and Obama. And so Obama says, I'll let you hear it for yourself. And when you hear it, I had to slow it down a little bit because the clip is only 11 seconds long. So it's you hear, and then when Obama actually says, John McCain has never said anything about my Muslim faith, it's George Stephanopoulos that corrects him and says, don't you mean your Christian faith? And he says, oh yeah, my Christian faith. Not a single Christian on the planet would ever accidentally say my Muslim faith. And there's not a Muslim on the planet that would accidentally say my Christian faith. That would never happen. Not in this reality or the next, right? So I'll let you hear what he said. And most people never heard him say this, but many people said he was a Muslim, and then all they did was told they were conspiracy theories, you hate Obama because he's black, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dante, did you find it yet?
Yeah, I did, but Truth was talking.
Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that there is not my Christian faith. And you're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith. And you're absolutely right that that is not my Christian faith.
He had to get corrected by the interviewer. How does that happen in reality? Can you explain that, Dante, how that works?
Dante, play that again, please.
That was Truth.
That was
Dante didn't play anything?
No, I'm waiting for you guys to be done with this.
Dante, play. Did you find the clip?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
go
did.
ahead and play.
Go ahead.
First of all, you guys, this was a pain in the ass because your president speaks for like hours, and so
So I
I've
guess
got
he's not your president? He's not your president?
You stop. Just stop.
He's everybody's.
No, but
Just
I'll
play
give
it.
you the rest of the quotes, but I'm only going to search for one because he speaks for so damn long. Here's the quote, okay? We'll listen to it.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you.
Oh, I love this.
They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us.
So he just said all immigrants from Mexico are coming with problems.
No,
And I
he did
think that's-
not.
What
He
are
said
you
the
talking
people
about?
that Mexico is sending. Yeah, you just
Okay.
played it. He said all of the people that Mexico are freaking sending, not that everyone from Mexico that is coming here is.
You
He
said
said
they're not
all the
sending
people that
you.
Mexico is sending
Dante,
here.
why did he say they're not sending you? What does that mean?
He's talking about U.S. citizens.
You and you.
Legal immigrants. Legal immigrants. Dude, this is
literally referring to everyone who
This
comes
is
from
ridiculous.
Mexico.
This is ridiculous. Do you have
my
anything
God.
that is definitive? Give us something that's definitive.
Did I not just show you his words? You asked people?
There was a lot said before the clip. That
No,
started
you did
with.
not.
He didn't play the whole thing. He just played a little section. And
Okay,
he was
so
I love that speech.
you
It's
want
one
me
of
to
my
play a
favorites.
45-minute speech?
Dante.
No, I'm not
But
doing
you
it.
only, yeah, but give us about a minute and a half before he said what you selected us to listen to. Well, I want to hear the whole thing, not just the part that you want us to hear. 'Cause that's
Okay, so when he says they're not sending you
no,
people,
don't tell me what he says. Play the.
he's talking to
play
Americans,
before.
right?
Play a minute before, all the way to the end.
Dude, I'm going to give you the speech. You can go watch it yourself. I'm not going to play the
Oh,
whole
you
thing.
can't do it. That's your
Donald
problem.
Trump
We all
announced
heard the
his
speech,
candidacy
Dante.
in New
We all
York,
have
New
heard
York,
the speech.
June 16th of 2015. Okay? If you want to go
We've all
listen to
heard
your
the
leader for
speech.
45 minutes, go ahead and listen to him.
Dante, I'm going to tell you what I just heard. He said Mexicans aren't just sending certain people; they're sending us their criminals. They're people that are insane. And while he's talking to the group, he said, "And I don't, not you, and not you, and not you, but." He's telling the people in the audience, "I'm not talking about everybody, and I don't mean you and you and you." And you don't even hear that. How can you not hear that?
Yes, he's talking to Americans.
No,
Isn't this crazy?
no.
See, this is the thing. This is what's tripping me
no.
out.
You didn't
more
see the video.
offended.
You
You're
didn't
more-
see the video.
No, goodness gracious. So you're more offended. You're more offended than Latinos that actually voted for Donald Trump. How come these Latinos have watched Donald Trump's speech and they have never been offended, and they will tell you he has never said anything racist? So you're more offended than Latinos. Are you a Latino?
Okay, some Latinos might
Are
have
you a
voted for him.
Latino, Dante?
No, I'm not a Latino.
Okay, got you. So,
I
so
am.
you got tons of Latinos voted for Donald Trump, and they say that this man has never said anything racist. Can you give us something that he has said that is defensively racist? Can you?
He literally just said, I just gave it to you.
That's
Oh my gosh.
not racist.
So,
He's
It's
talking about where
not.
he actually discriminated
oh my gosh.
against a certain race.
Oh man.
Okay.
Maybe you need to give
Mexico.
him a definition of racism.
Mexicans from Mexico.
We got to make a trade. I'm serious. We got to make a trade, you guys. I'm telling you, the left for those that want.
Dante, he was talking about illegal.
I am up for it.
Why didn't he say
Trade.
undocumented? Why did he say Mexico then?
So, Dante, is it true or not that Mexico, a lot of people were coming from Mexico illegally across the border?
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Okay. So I got a question for you. So last update, this one actually not the recent update, but last time we had the numbers from the ICE deportations. I believe it was around 35,000, right? At that time. Let me see if I had that article. I don't think I bookmarked it. But anyway, out of that 35,000 people that had been arrested, okay, I remember 14,000 basically had new charges. And then I believe they said it was around 20 something thousand that had extensive criminal record. Out of 35,000 arrests, right there.
So when you guys hear Trump,
Dante, what does that tell you?
Dude, you're just throwing in words. He didn't say illegal. Why are we talking about illegal?
Dude, I'm sitting up here. Look. Oh man, you really just. Oh my gosh. Out of 35 arrests, you had 14,000 that had committed new crimes here in the United States. You had about 24,000 that had extensive criminal records. What does that tell you? No, it wasn't. It wasn't 20. I gotta find this article. Hold on, I'm gonna find this article.
I came on this live, and we were all about definitions and being very precise with language. He did not even mention illegals in that clip. Not at all. He mentioned Mexico, guys. Why are we throwing in illegals and being, he meant illegals? No, he said Mexico.
When he said they're not sending you, when he says Mexico, they're not sending their best, I'm not talking about you. What do you think that means?
Well, this was him announcing his candidacy, so he's speaking to voters. He's speaking to Americans right now. So he's not talking to Americans. He's talking about Mexicans.
So there are
Dante,
no.
where was that
hold
speech
on.
made at?
So what you're saying, Dante, there are no Mexican Americans. He wasn't talking to them.
The speech was made in New York.
Okay.
He was speaking specifically
Yeah.
to people who can vote.
Well, okay. So there are no American Mexicans who can vote. Are you serious?
There are. But
Okay.
what did he say about Mexicans who are coming over?
How come this election cycle he drew 28% of the Hispanic vote? That's never happened before. If they thought he was racist, they would have left him like rats off a ship.
Okay, so I'm not going to try and sit up here and
No,
speak
why
for
would?
white
Don't you
people
think the
voted for him.
Hispanics would know more about what they're hearing than you, or do you think you're better than them?
So I think 20-something% is not the majority of people who are Mexican.
No. It went from like 11% to 27%.
It sounds like to me most Mexicans didn't vote for him. So
How do you know that? Who told you this? Do you know?
You just told me that. You just said 27%.
I know El Salvador Americans. I know Mexican Americans. I know people from Panama, and I know what they think because they tell me. I live in an extremely diverse area. I live in Central Florida.
And
It's very diverse.
If you
I don't
really
know where
want to
you live.
dissect this,
It's crazy.
you're going to have to go with the population. So, how big is the population of Latino Americans? And then you go off of that.
I'm not dissecting it. I'm saying that his rhetoric is racist.
That's what you've been
No,
hearing
it's not.
You've been listening to that for 10 years from the media you listen to. And so you have been so brainwashed, you can't think outside the box anymore. There's a wise man said this. It's easy to fool somebody, but it's nearly impossible to convince them they've been fooled. It's impossible.
I wouldn't have called him racist. if he would have been very specific. If
He
he would have
doesn't
said,
have to be.
if he would have
doesn't
said
have to
people,
be.
if he would have said people from Mexico come here illegally and then commit violent crimes, those people need to go, I would have said absolutely. But he generalized all Mexicans as being people with problems.
That being said about racism, okay, we understand that. You think he's racist, blah, blah, blah. Now, I played a video clip just a little while ago. Now, I bet you did not know Barack Obama was a Muslim. You didn't know that, did you?
I don't care. I'm not even.
No,
I didn't
it's
even
not
vote
the
for
fact
Barack
that you
Obama.
never heard it. The
Where's the
fact
point?
is you never, all you heard was the opposite. You never heard the truth.
No,
And
I don't
because
care about
the
his
media
religion.
don't-
I didn't even vote for the guy.
No,
Why,
because
what is
he
the point here?
claimed to be a Christian, but he's not, really. He lied. He deceived people to believe something he's not.
Okay, truth. I don't get it. I didn't even vote for Obama.
I don't care whether you did or you didn't, but the media lies constantly, and you don't even understand why.
Oh, this is not a lie. This is his speech. This is Trump's speech.
Yes, but you're interpreting it your own way, not through the eyes of it being Hispanic. You're just a person who's sitting back making assumptions that you don't know anything about. How come
It's
all
not an
how
assumption,
come
man.
all the
It's just
Hispanics? Why
listening
did
to his
I live
work.
in Central Florida, and everybody that I knew who was Hispanic, all I saw was Trump bumper stickers.
So
I
I
never
got a
seen
question.
anybody with a Biden sticker on.
DDS needs to be added to the DSM-5. I'm serious.
It does.
I'm serious.
So in 70 some years, when Trump was very popular on TV, had all the TV shows, how was he never racist? How was he never anything that he's being accused of now until he became president? Then when he became president,
Until he ran. As soon as he ran, he became a racist.
El Paso rally, February 2019. Another time he addressed all Mexicans. Okay? He says,
Do you know how-
murderers.
Unalivers.
Excuse me, Mexico.
You're
in
gonna
fact,
get
unfortunately,
kicked on
has
today.
become one of the most dangerous countries in the world. They're sending us not their finest.
Is that not true?
That's not true.
Do you
That's
know
racist to say that they are all unalivers? That's racist.
Do you know El Salvador was dumping their
All right,
prisons?
I
They
had
were
enough.
emptying the
I can't.
El Salvador was open.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway, Durant,
God
thank you for
is
having me
good.
up. I got Bible study. I get a blast. It was been a pleasure. Thank you for having me up again.
Are you too?
And I know I get long-winded. I know you and I talked about it, but when I get passionate, I just can't keep my mind closed. I don't know why. It's tough. When people don't know facts and they spew what they've heard over and over, they've heard it so many times. It's like a Joseph Goebbels moment. It's a perfect joke, Joseph, and I bet he doesn't even know who that is. But it was his mantra to spread propaganda, and they do it today. But anyway, I gotta go catch my Bible study.
yeah,
All
I
right,
mean,
brother.
because I grew up Democrat, like Democrat farmers. That's what we grew
You
up.
guys,
as.
I keep saying, listen, you guys, the anecdotals, cut them out. I'm not a fan of anecdotals. Okay?
Oh, God. I mean, I was just saying but once I got to a certain point, I started listening to both sides. Like, to where, I can
Once
form
you
my
do
own
that, it's
opinion.
over. Like
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got to where
once
I was
you look
forming
at
my own
both
opinion.
sides, you're becoming MAGA.
Well, then I guess I am.
Because I don't even feel like MAGA is a Trump thing. I think it is more of a people thing. We want America to be great again.
I do. I mean, I heard stories of my grandfather from the 50s where, like, every house had a car, every house had a washing machine, like, but the country was more unified, regardless of whatever your belief was as far as that goes.
1 second. Drop me, Duran. I don't want to mess up your algorithm. Drop me. I don't want to drop out.
All right, I got you.
Thank you.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm MAGA. I've never really considered myself that. I just voted for the way I'm the person who aligned with the most.
I voted for the leader. I didn't
Yeah,
want the
I mean-
harlot in charge.
And I'll be
I
honest
voted
with
for
you.
my daddy.
I don't understand why everybody says he's not their president. Like he's the president of the United
Duran, we
States.
avoided the apocalypse. Duran, you got to admit that.
No, it's true. It's true. It's just the thing is, man, if you want to know how powerful someone's ideology is, you look at its fruits. Democrats control all of the inner city ghettos in the United States. They always want to tout this another misleading talking point where they say that blue states fund red states, when it is shown that red states balance their budget better than blue states. Again, when you look at the states that get the most federal funding, blue states, two of the top ones that get the most federal funding is New York and California. And yet, when you look at blue states, high crime, they have the highest homeless rates, they have the highest crime rates, and they have the highest jobless rates, and yet the highest taxed.
Yeah, and their infrastructure is falling
You can't
apart.
make this stuff up. So if their ideology actually worked, they would not, if it worked, there would not be any inner city ghettos today because they lord over all inner city ghettos. And if a person sits up and say, oh, that's not true. No, it is true. Every ghetto in the United States is controlled by a Democrat, and they have controlled these ghettos for a very long time.
I would have to agree. Look at Chicago.
No argument there.
Hey, Jerron, you can drop me. I gotta go do something.
All right, Dave. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You know, that was the reason why I made this my backdrop, because just to show just how disingenuous these people are. They have to resort to these mental gymnastics just to basically have an argument. And I'm just like, look, be logically consistent. You cannot say MAGA is a cult. It doesn't even fit the definition. Doesn't even fit the definition of a cult. A populist movement? Bingo. That's what it is.
Right.
Didn't he win? I've heard it both directions. I'm not really back there. But didn't he win the populist vote too?
Popular vote? Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't win it the first time. But this time he did. Because
he won 4,000 counties when Kamala didn't even win 400 of them. That's a mandate.
And see, that's what I don't understand is if Trump is so bad and MAGA is so bad, how did he win the popular vote when? I know that's where. Oh, how did that guy put it? He's like, I don't know how you can be happy with your vote. I got what I wanted. Why wouldn't I be happy?
Right.
And believe me, I'm not a huge like. There's sometimes I do think Trump kind of goes off on the rail. I don't agree with everything he says, but I do agree with the politics.
Listen to this. So in the fiscal year, this is from ICE.gov. So in the fiscal year of 2023, ERO arrested 73,822 non-citizens with criminal histories. This group had 290,178 associated charges and convictions with an average of 4 per individual. These included 33,209 assaults, 4,390 SMECs and sexual assaults, 7,520 weapons offenses, 1,713 charges or convictions of murder, and 1,665 of kidnapping. Wow. Man, you know, talking about people just being extremely dense, we got to do something in our country, you guys. And Trump, he's that tough love. I'm serious. He's that tough love that we have been waiting for, that is needed, because we have had beta males completely just running this country down to the ground. And you know, when you have weak men, they create hard times, and those hard times create strong men. So Donald Trump, the reason why leftists can't stand Donald Trump, the reason why the government can't stand Donald Trump, because he treats the government exactly the way they treat we the people. Weak ass beta males, they don't like Donald Trump because they're not used to a man who says something, walks it out, and he does it unapologetically. They're not used to a real leader. They're used to a weak ass, spineless beta male. And this is why Putin, Biden was talking so hard. Oh yeah, if you cross that red line, Putin is like, hold on. Since you've been back in, you turned on my pipeline Now I have the funds now to go into Ukraine. You're talking tough. You're a beta. You're spineless. What happens? He goes into Ukraine. Were there repercussions from Biden?
Well, I mean, going back to
Between an
Putin,
alpha and a beta.
did not Putin plainly say that he would have soon dealt with? My brain just went. But first election with Donald Trump and Clinton, he said he would have soon dealt with Clinton than Trump because Trump was more of an adversary than Clinton was.
Mm-hmm.
So why, like, I hate when they bring it up about how Russia wanted Trump in. Russia didn't want Trump. Like, they wanted Clinton.
But
Mm-hmm.
Russia did not want Hillary. Russia did not want Hillary. They made that so fucking clear.
Whoa.
That is why Putin was willing to work with Trump, because he didn't want him in there either, but he really did not want Hillary.
Well, Putin said that Biden and anyone else and everyone else, they have almost completely killed relationships with him besides Trump.
Well, look
So
at
he's
Trump.
willing to hear Trump out.
I mean, look at Trump. He was the first president to go into North Korea, had the gumption to go into North Korea and sit down. And he would, and how many people do you know of that would call North Korea Little Rocket Man and laugh about it while he does it? Like, that takes some gumption. Because I'm not sure what monetize you can actually say, because I was thinking, goes back to that beta male thing you was talking about. I mean, that's a man who's got a steel backbone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he does not care.
And
Like
a lot of transparency. He was like, yes, I want the news here when I meet with Zelensky because I want them to have full-blown transparency. He was just like, where are you doing that? Why are you bringing in the media? We want transparency.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he is the one of the most transparent presidents we've ever had. I mean, there's kind of a reason that they relate him to Reagan, because one of Reagan's pastimes was to go into McDonald's with working class, sit down, and ask them what they thought about their government. You can actually look it up. There's pictures, there's documents where he would go into McDonald's and just say, hey, what do you think about your government? Now, of course, that was in the 80s, but still, though. Have you ever seen Trump not go anywhere? I mean, I was hauling coal during his first campaign, and he'd come to the coal mines and talk to people and ask them what they thought they needed. And when he got elected, coal mines opened back up. Jobs came to West Virginia, Kentucky, like stuff that had shut down. I mean, that's one reason I can tell you as a business owner that when Trump was in office the first time, I was able to give my employees more money.
Okay, Chris, dude, you keep going anecdotal. Man, I'm not, dude.
Oh, sorry.
I hate anecdotals. Okay, I hate anecdotals. We cannot debate your anecdotals, man.
Got you. I mean,
I just have a quick question. You say how is MAGA a cult, right?
Yeah.
Isn't MAGA just a saying though? Like, oh, you can't go around and be like, oh, that person's a MAGA. That person's a Make America Great Again. It's just a saying, and we're not in a cult, because a cult is a religious political view of
Correct.
a group of people that sit here and do something for that religious person.
Correct.
So, I mean, it can't really be a cult if you think about it.
Well, so, I mean, I know you're just coming into the live. We had two TDS sufferers trying to basically create their own definition of cult.
So can I say something quick?
Go ahead.
These MAGA people, they're great. They're great people. I support them very well. But these TDS
I knew it was coming.
People, they're crazy. These people that hate me, 4 years, even the Chris said. Chris said he got so many people working for him. It's crazy, isn't it?
I love it.
That was good.
Thank you.
Good.
Chris, I appreciate you, You said how more people got jobs. You can pay more people. I appreciate it so much. But you know what? I wanted to come in and make you guys laugh. So,
Absolutely.
you guys want to drop that follow? I followed everybody at the panel.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I got you back.
And remember one more thing. These Democrats, listen, I made new coffee. Actually, you know what? It's actually crazy, isn't it? I made a new thing, right? You know, apparently part of a cult. So there's no more MAGA. No more MAGA. It's now called MACA. Make America a cult again. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, you too, buddy. You know what, though?
Hey, Duran.
Here's the thing. So we're separating. We're finding out who's truly patriotic and who's not, right? Like Trump is saying, "I'm sick of my country being ripped off." Right? Let's take tariffs for a prime example. Countries have had tariffs on us, even up to the tune of 200, 300, 400%.
Yep.
Not reciprocal on our end, and we're coughing up that much damn money. Donald Trump comes in and says, listen, all this stuff is over with. All of it is over with. We want fair trade. Fair trade. And they go, oh, you're going to hurt America. Listen, you do not have to purchase that product. I keep saying this again. This is basic economics. You don't have to purchase that product. It's as simple as that. You don't have to purchase it, right? Again, this is what I just love when I just watched his last speech, right? I love when he just said, they are not reporting this because of the tariffs, which this usually always happens anyway. There are tons of companies that wants to come to the United States so they can maximize profits. Also, too, you guys know he signed off on the executive order to impose the 25% on the autos, right? And it is projected that it's going to bring in within a year or 2 years another $1 trillion, to the United States. I'm sick of all these people talking about, hey, I'm all for, the United States, but they're not pissed off that we have been getting ripped off by these other countries. We have the leverage. We are the wealthiest damn country.
Well, we
have been funding so many countries. We've been funding the UN. We've been funding NATO. And they have tariffs on us. And we've been subsidizing them. We've been subsidizing Canada for 100 billion, 200 billion every damn year. And we're in a trade deficit with these people. How is this possible?
I mean, that's the whole reason Toyota came to Texas. Texas tundras, the biggest plant in the world is in Texas, truck plant. And it's Toyota. Like, you can actually look it up, that they came here because it was cheaper instead of shipping it to America to build it in America.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's it like waking up doing like the WWWB?
Okay, so you're not fact checking Dapper, obviously. You need to come with facts.
Typical troglodyte. Typical troglodyte.
Y'all notice how
Hey, I want you to do me a favor.
Shut the fuck up. Hey,
What facts did I not?
Dapper, what does troglodyte mean? Can you let everyone know what does a troglodyte? What does that mean?
You want to use that word?
What
you
does
want to use
troglodyte
that
mean?
word while coon?
Look at him.
Wow.
Yeah, look at him. See, there it is, right here. This is the left.
I'm gonna be a tether.
Go ahead.
You
Dapper.
just say that word
You said you're
again.
gonna
Say
say
that
what?
word again. I'm
No,
what?
no. What did you just call me?
I'm what are you?
What did you just call me?
you're
You
cooning.
troglodyte? What did you just call
That's
me?
simple fact. You're cooning.
You just called me
You're
troglodyte.
Gross.
You're WWB. That's you. Like
No.
you're
What? No.
You're
What
doing
were you going to call me before I muted you? Go ahead and say it.
No, you didn't mute
Are
me.
you so afraid to say it now? Why don't you say it, troglodyte? Say it.
Oh, troglodyte. Okay, you're cooning. You're
There we go.
cooning.
There we go.
I said it.
Here's
You're
the thing.
cooning.
Here's the truth. What he doesn't know. More minorities becoming conservative. Your days of your racist slurs being targeted towards conservatives is going to run out, my friend. I'm telling you that, okay?
No.
And I'm a person. I'm a person that's all about peace.
That's not a fact. There is nothing racist about
here's the facts. Here's the facts. If you said that
you're cooning
to me in person,
goodness.
You're cooning. Oh my goodness.
Why do they do this? It's so unnecessary. Like
Exactly.
it doesn't prove anything other
Triple
than
K mentality. Because if you didn't have it, you wouldn't use their terminology. Facts.
It's so gross.
Why? I mean, why would you
Hey,
not
Dur-
just? I mean, that's a troll because
That's a
why not come in
troglodyte.
here and have it? Why didn't you come in here and try to have a discussion? Because did I not hear him say that was a lie? I guess what I was talking about with Toyota. I mean, you can actually look it up.
According to him, everything we were saying was a lie, and he was going to come fact check us. But instead, he insulted us and used left wing talking points.
And yeah, it calls me a racist because I'm thinking for myself. Oh, let's go back to what was that again?
These are the same people who don't even know the definitions of coon, or they will call you an Uncle Tom when Uncle Tom was a hero. Like,
I'm telling you, man.
It's just the absolute like disrespect. That's what honestly like makes me not want to do like these kind of lives, because it's like, what is the point? Like, let's get to the point. Let's talk these things out instead of being just disrespectful and childish.
Man,
Like, it
and
just
what's that
like
part
totally
again?
pisses me off.
What's
What?
that part again about cult-like practices? The rigid rules and conformity. Cults often have strict rules and expectations for members, demanding conformity and discouraging independent thought.
Yep. And
So,
I hate it. I can't deal with it. It's hard to deal with.
do you know which organization truly fits this definition of cult? Triple K.
Yes.
They call themselves religious, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dapper. That's where the Democrats' ideology comes from.
And see that I can't stand when they try to compare us to that. Like I don't understand that. Like, have you ever noticed?
He doesn't know that wow. Oh my goodness. He said source. Oh,
according to YouTube, the left said YouTube is the definition of Uncle Tom, and I guess that's like the new urban version of it. But the real Uncle Tom, if they could really say the name, who he was, John Henderson, they would understand that he was a hero. And I really want Dapper to tell me the definition of coon or cooning. He's still in the comments.
Hey, Duran, I wanted to say something. I'm new on your live, and you had that other guy up here, Dante, saying that Trump was a racist, and it just took me back to 2016, which was my first time voting ever. So it was mine and my wife's at the time, and we lean, and I'm Latino. My wife is Latina, and we lean.
You guys are killing me with these anecdotals.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to get to it. So, we leaned conservative. So we went to the voting booth, to the voting polls, and in line, right, they see me with a pamphlet, with the conservative pamphlet, and they asked me, "Are you going to vote for the racist?" Just like that. So we stepped out off the line to do a little more research. So I decided to ask someone there, that just finished voting, like, who did you vote for? And they said Trump. And the person was Latino. So I'm like, wait, there's something wrong here. And I just kept looking at people's hands, and it was more conservative pamphlets. And it was Latinos, blacks. I'm like, they can't be voting for a racist.
Look at the troglodyte still going. No, I hear you, bro. Go ahead.
No, yeah. No, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That I don't know where these guys get this racist thing from.
CNN, MSNBC, NPR.
Well, didn't they do a special on Trump a couple of years ago, talking about how he helped out different communities, giving them loans, business loans to start businesses and stuff in New York? And then half of them, he would just say, when they go to pay him back, he was just like, "I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
I didn't know that, actually.
This is not true.
That is true.
It is not true.
Yeah, they done an.
There's a
interview.
There's a melanated couple that even that has a video on YouTube. Okay, where they took a loan out from Trump, and Trump told them, "Don't even worry about it." So stop.
When was Trump ever a bank? When was Trump ever a bank?
In the 80s and the 90s, late 80s and
Any
early 90s,
dude,
he
that
gave
is
out
such
loans.
a dumb dude. That is such a dumb question.
It's not
Hey,
dumb. I've
are
been
you a
around
bank if
some.
you loan someone money? Hey,
Loan,
Meg, have
right?
you ever loaned
different.
someone
not.
money before,
That's
Megan?
different. Loaning
Meg, have you ever
somebody
You know
loaned
what?
someone money before?
I
Listen,
have.
Thank you. Does
But
that make you
does
a
that
bank?
mean, can
loaning
I identify as a bank now?
Man,
loaning somebody money is a lot different than giving loans out to people for businesses. Did he
So a bunch
Right,
of leftists made
but we're
bets with
talking
me.
about Trump.
man,
Just
Does
these
that mean I
people
get
are
to
we're talking
so
repo
about
their
Trump.
account?
remedial. They
Yeah,
are so remedial. I
So
swear.
remedial. I call them Renards.
Oh, you can't make this
yeah. I
stuff
mean, because
up.
we're getting. I mean, what we're talking about is how they said Trump was racist.
Hey yo,
How would he be? Yeah, bank, no bank, him loaning money. If he was racist, he wouldn't loan money to minority. Like he would just stick to white people. You know, I don't understand.
Or just rich
Like
people.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
What's up, Smooth? Do you
I mean,
believe?
I'm rich now since I identify as a bank, right?
Right.
Can I get a
What's up,
loan?
Smooth? Do you believe
I'm
MAGA?
about to open an account.
Do you believe MAGA is a cult, Smooth?
I do believe MAGA is a cult,
Okay. Can you
and this is
tell
why.
us what is a cult?
Number one, it's rare that you would find anyone who would disagree with anything that Donald Trump says, such as,
The third person to say this today.
well,
This
give
is
me
their
a,
talking point today.
Oh,
well,
Smooth,
let
can you
me,
tell us what is the
Yeah,
definition of a cult?
he's new. Give him
well,
a chance.
again,
What is
just
the definition of a cult, please?
give me a few moments to expound, right?
I don't need you to
So
do
I
that.
don't
Can
I don't
you
have a
please give us the
dictionary.
definition of a
I
cult,
do
please?
have a dictionary if you'd like me to grab it. I don't
Yes,
have it.
can you please give us a
Is it
definition of cult?
Webster or Oxford?
I'll give you. Does it matter?
Webster or Oxford.
Nothing
Let's go
Webster.
back, guys.
I mean, if you have your definition of a cult, I
It's
will.
not, dude. Can you
accept
please
that.
give us
It's
the definition
the
of cult,
definition.
please?
Yeah, I sure can. I sure can. Give me one moment here. I'll give you a definition of a cult. According to Oxford, right? A cult
Type
is
it.
a relatively small group of people
No,
having.
that's the second. That's the second definition. Go to the first one, please.
No. These are all definitions of
Go
cults.
to the
Right?
first one. Why you skip
There's
over the first one? Why'd you skip over the first one?
Good
because
question.
because I don't believe that MAGA is religious at all.
Get out of here, dude. Good. Do you see how ridiculous these people are?
Hollywood is jealous of you,
What
Duran.
is, dude? I swear the
You can't
tea-
write this stuff.
Yes.
I'm not gonna read this because I don't believe in its definition. Like, thanks, bro. We already
Okay.
know you don't believe in it. It's fine.
Man.
So I got a question. As far as the definition goes, would you not think that, as far as a cult would go, it would be considered another definition as being an extremist?
Yeah.
Like, just listening to the definition, my brain wants to go to an extreme side of anything when you say cult.
Meg, remember?
Yes.
You remember when we had Team L's going here on TikTok?
Yes.
Okay, and we were just destroying these leftists, right?
Oh my
Let me
gosh,
give
all
you
the
leftists
time.
a hint. The reason why you keep losing debates is because you're disingenuous. He didn't know ad nauseum we covered the Oxford definition of cult. He didn't know that. He gets his disingenuous ass up here, skips the primary definition of cult, and goes down to the second.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, they consider us extremists for having because most of the Christian population voted for MAGA. Like, I don't understand how that puts you in a cult.
I'm
If
telling you.
MAGA was an extreme cult, there would be no more media. They wouldn't have any access to any social media except for Blue Sky and Facebook. We would be the authoritarian that they call us if we were a cult.
I mean, if you want to get to the simple part of it, where did cancel culture come from? It didn't come from MAGA.
Sure didn't.
I mean,
Sure, and it sure isn't MAGA telling you if you do not conform to these new set of ideas, right, you'll be punished. Definitely isn't MAGA.
I was just going to say that, Duran. I was going to say, if I think the Democrats of today and the liberals align more to the cult definition, right? Because
Exactly.
if you turn your back on them, they're flipping you out.
Oh, I would
You
agree
can
with
look this
that,
stuff up.
100%. I
And
just,
here's the thing, but here's the thing, right? If what you truly believe, right, was actually true and sound, you wouldn't have to be disingenuous. The very fact that they have to be disingenuous instantly puts you in bad faith. Majority of these leftists on here are F tier debaters. F tier. It's ridiculous that
Absolutely.
they have to just resort to mental gymnastics, man. I'm just like, how in the hell can you even say that you're a person with morals and you blatantly just lie? He blatantly lied.
Right. And just like the last guy who is playing the speech of Trump, how he's like, well, it's all Mexicans. And it's like, literally, he says it. They don't like to listen.
I just think it's
It's like
funny
to
every time
find
they
people
go
on both
to.
sides.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
I
Christian.
always think. Oh no. I mean, I just think it's funny every time they go to losing a debate or something else, then they go to name calling. That's like third grade stuff.
Right.
I just
Like, I'm
Oh,
not in
yeah, that,
preschool anymore.
I mean,
yeah,
if
oh,
I
that,
lose a
when
debate with
when they
somebody,
said,
it's
oh
like
yeah,
cool.
there were people on both sides. We had another dude in here a couple weeks ago. He made that claim. Oh yeah, he was talking about neo Nazis and all that kind of stuff, and we played it 3 times back to back to him when Donald Trump says, "I'm not talking about the white supremacists and the neo. They need to be condemned." He goes, "Donald Trump didn't say it."
That's crazy.
I'm
It's
just
like they
like,
deny reality.
man.
I'll give you 3 reasons why the leftist liberals are a full blown cult.
Mm-hmm.
One,
Can we
a
have the
cult.
definition of a cult first?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm with that. Yeah, yep.
A cult will shun or kick out any member that refuses to conform to its ways. Who decided to shun family members because they didn't vote a certain way how they saw fit? It wasn't the Trump supporters. Disowning
Nope.
family members and friends all because someone didn't vote your way and you used a lame ass bullshit excuse. Oh,
Hey,
it's about
stop
moral.
swearing. Stop swearing.
Yeah, we
They
need
use
nice
that.
language.
Oh,
We
sorry.
we need elementary school language in here, but not elementary school acts and I don't know,
And
maturities.
J Hard 5, you are the exact reason why I'm going to say this. Your cult fully believes that every single person of every single race is now officially a white supremacist if they don't vote how you guys see fit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I mean, I've heard them
And
say that more than once.
you are not allowed to have a difference of an opinion or a thought process from them because if you do, you are labeled a racist. And here's the final one, the one I love the most. Your cult members can't answer one simple, very important question that is so supremely easy to answer. What is a woman? And you can't answer this until one of your fellow men cult members tries to identify as one.
I'm a
And so
leftist.
this is
A woman,
going
a
to
woman
a.
is an adult human female. What are you talking about?
So
So,
here's a. Here's a
is that what a woman is?
hold on. So here's a definition in the Cambridge Dictionary of cult.
Hmm.
It says the same thing as Oxford. What was the other? Merriam-Webster, right? A
Yep.
religious group, often living together, whose beliefs are considered extreme or strong by many people. Religious cult, a particular system of religious beliefs.
Yep.
Well, they
Just by
worship
that,
like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Obama. That's a cult.
Oh gosh.
but then by that definition right there, Mega cannot be a cult because we are a mixing pot. Like
And you mean
literally.
Oh,
every
wait,
person
you
across
mean
the world is
MAGA that is majority Christian, and are you comparing it to Democrats that's really
What
the
the,
mix up?
do
Is
you
that
have
what?
No,
do
That's
you
Maga's
what
the
have
that
any
is?
mix-up.
data, right? How do you quantify that?
How do I quantify what?
That MAGA are predominantly Christian.
Are conservatives not majority Christian? What are we talking about?
No,
Not
they're
all
not.
No,
of
There's
they're
a lot of
not.
pagan. I know more pagan
Oh, okay.
conservatives than I do.
Neela, can you quantify that? Can you let us know how
I'm
many
sure.
people?
Sure.
How many
I
people
don't
are
have
Christian or MAGA?
specific data, but you know what? Let me I'm sure there's a study on that somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up on my computer.
Now,
Now you guys are refuting that Republicans or MAGA is not majority Christian. Nice.
Yes. We're
Okay.
Americans. Everyone here has the First Amendment where they could do and worship whoever they
Well, I
want.
mean, not
And a
anymore.
lot,
Not
I'd say
anymore.
99.999% don't worship Trump. So
you know where you get that from,
Oh,
right?
you absolutely
Honestly,
do.
you know where you get that from, right? Realistically,
Get
as
what?
a Christian value system. You know, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not
Unalive.
commit adultery. Yeah. Sorry. It's from the Ten Commandments,
Uh-huh.
and from that,
Yeah.
they aligned more Trump's policies on abortions,
Uh-huh.
about Israel.
I thought Trump was neutral on abortions. I thought he wasn't completely pro-life.
He's
he has
in
the
the middle.
exception. He wants the exception. You're not getting
neutral.
you're not getting
He's
some kind of like
neutral
pigeonhole right
when
here.
you
Nila.
know when he needs the votes.
No.
That's when he's
No.
neutral.
No. He's not neutral for the votes. He doesn't want
Oh,
people just
absolutely.
getting them. He doesn't want people just getting them like you're going to get like a flu shot
That's
or
always
something.
been
You
his
need to
thing.
have.
So
It's always been
we
for the
think that
woman.
women
It's always
are
been for the
getting-
mother.
How,
It's for the mother's safety.
how often do women get abortions? How often?
Oh,
what's
God.
the return
It depends
rate for
on the
women that gets
woman.
abortions? Okay, so
I don't
yeah,
know.
tell me
Well,
what's the return rate
since
for women that get abortions?
the last 2 years,
Hold on, wait, hold on, hold on,
years.
hold on. Neela, hold on. Neela, when has Trump ever changed his stance on AB?
I'm not saying he's changing his stance. It's just
That's always
once
been
again-
his stance. Wait, hold on. That's always been his stance on AB, and yet he's been voted for. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, because I was just trying to tell you why the Christian population voted for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
his claim.
We have to stop. We
Deron.
got to learn. One of the things in debate, we have to learn to stop moving the pigeonhole, okay? Neela, that has always been his stance on AB. Can you tell me when he has changed his stance on AB?
I'm not refuting that.
Okay, but no.
Right,
You
so
came
if
up,
you're based on
you came
Christian
up-
values,
no,
like
stop,
thou
stop,
shalt not
stop.
kill, and
You
Trump
tried to make it appear that we, mostly Christians, right, started to support Donald Trump because what? Because what, Neela? Pertaining to AB.
No, that was your perception. What are you talking about?
No, Neela. Why did you mention? Okay, oh, now it's convenient now for you. Why would you say that pertaining to AB when it comes to voting for Trump?
That Trump did it because of votes?
He's never changed his stance on AB.
I never refuted
Even his-
that.
Listen. Even his first. Listen. If you're sitting up here talking about, okay, that he had changed his stance just to get votes, or he's appealing to his base for votes. Listen, most Christians.
Yeah,
okay,
and
hold
that's
on,
how they
most
get the votes, Duran.
Can I listen? Most Christians are hardcore, no exceptions. Okay, no exceptions. Right? Most
Abolitionists, that's
are
right.
No, most are no exceptions.
Abolitionists,
Trump has
yeah.
never changed his stance on AB.
Right, so how is that Christian-like?
So what are you?
That was the entire point of me bringing that up, Duran, which is why I'm so confused. You're arguing the vote perspective.
Because Neela, what you did was a disingenuous debate tactic. Okay, he has never changed his stance on AB.
But I
He
never
has
said
always
did.
gotten the vote. He has always gotten the votes. Okay, period. He never ever had to change his stance on AB in order to appeal to people to get votes. That has
Right,
always
I'm
been
arguing that. I'm arguing
always been
Christopher saying that MAGA is Christian-like and they support the thou shalt not unalive your whatever. And he brought up AB. And I said, wait, isn't Trump neutral on that? How is that Christian-like?
That was
if
not
he was
neutral.
on abortion.
It's not
was a
neutral.
It's not neutral, is the point. That's the part that's
So
not
does he support
genuine.
abortion just with
I need
exceptions?
another cigarette.
Let me
How
say
is-
this.
Me too.
Does he
Me too,
support
that's where I'm
abortion
going.
just with exceptions?
Ma'am, let me say this.
Yes,
the point
ma'am.
is you all were trying to go full term ABs.
Who?
That's my point. You all were
Democrats.
trying to go full term ABs. There should be at least a limit if the child has turned into a child. If the baby has
Going
turned into a
full-term
baby.
AB.
Connecticut is
Like-
doing it currently. New York City has done it. California has
them,
done
but
it.
you all want-
Washington done
What's
it.
the percentage of late-term abortions performed? quickly?
I don't know the numbers.
Right.
The
Because
numbers.
98%
But
of
just the fact
abortions
that they do
performed
it, it
happen
doesn't matter
13
what's
weeks
the
and under.
percentage. It
Late
doesn't
term
matter what's the
abortions,
percentage. If you don't went
loyal,
that far
I
and
have the
you let
percentage
that
for
fetus
you.
turn into
You
a
don't
Late
though.
term
baby,
You don't,
abortions
that
Neela.
is a
represent
life.
only
I can
1%
understand
of
y'all talking, oh, a
abortions.
fetus is not a baby. A
Late term
fetus is not a
abortions only
baby. But
represent
a
1% of
full
abortions that
term
happen. That's
baby
reported
is a
18 weeks and
baby.
above. You guys are so
A full
disingenuous
term
with your
baby is a
points.
baby. That is human life.
Who's arguing that? You guys like to bring up these points, but you're not arguing the fact that 98%
That's
of
human life.
abortions that happen 13 weeks and under. The late
No,
term
it doesn't.
abortions are
You
No, it
said
doesn't.
98%.
look it
So
up.
what are the other
Only
2%?
late term abortions only represent 1% of total abortions. Look it up. Do you have a phone, Unbearable? You like
I
to
have a
use points without
computer,
actually
and
researching them.
we asked
Okay,
you for
then look it
statistics, and
up.
now you're telling me to look it
Look it
up. It's
up.
kind of
What
disingenuous, Neela.
percentage of
You're being a
abortions
hypocrite.
happen under
Do you know what
over
a bigot
13
is?
weeks?
Do you
Look
know
it
what a
up.
bigot is?
You have
Do
a
you know what
phone,
a...
look it up. I'm very
I'm
Hey,
on
annoying and
my
I will
phone.
overtalk you. Look
let's
it
be
up.
nice.
You guys like to use
She's been
points and you
overtalking
don't
this
know
whole
the
time. She's
actual
being a
stats.
hypocrite.
You want to argue the
No, I
majority.
understand.
Argue the
Loyal
majority
was
of
trying to say
abortions.
something, and Neela wouldn't
98%
listen.
that happen
No, let me
13
check it
weeks
out.
and under.
Doesn't matter.
Argue
You're
those
pivoting from the
abortions.
point. You're pivoting from the point that you guys
From
still
what
want a
point?
full term
From what point?
abortions.
Who wants full term abortions? Who?
Leftists, Democrats.
Leftists, how many? How many leftists have you spoken to?
Anyway, hey, time out. Time out. Let's do a
talking.
poll.
You guys like to
Everyone,
generalize.
time out. Hold on.
Okay,
Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll, okay? Because Neela, you're not getting
crashing out.
Deron, am I new on this panel? I crash
Hold
out
on.
every
Hey,
time.
how many? Hey, hold on. You guys, if you are doing a late term, I need to know, okay? Sad face if that is unacceptable for you, okay? Give me a smiley face if late term is acceptable for you.
Boy, I opened a can of worms.
Look at that. Chat, you're MVP for voting. You guys are the best.
It's unacceptable, and the fact that it is still allowed in some states is a problem, which is
That's what we're
why
talking about.
If I showed you a poll that said majority of America agrees that gun violence is a problem and they want gun restriction. Sorry,
You've been up on these panels, so you
wait,
should know.
before you stop me,
You've
be
been on these
quiet.
panels. You should
Be
know.
quiet.
No, you're not going to
Before
tell me
you
what
stop
to do.
me, I
you
will
baby
overtalk
fappist.
you, Unbearable. I'm very
That's
annoying.
fine.
In case you don't know
You
me, I
are.
will overtalk you. So
Why
if
do
you
you think my
overtalk
name
me,
is Unbearable?
I will
Neela,
kick. I
hold on,
overtalk men. So if you don't let me talk, I will overtalk you. It's gonna get very annoying very quickly. Yes,
can you
Deron.
not pivot, okay? What
I'm
we're
not trying to
saying is,
pivot.
listen,
I'm not
what
trying to
we're-
pivot.
Neela,
I'm testing your
Neela,
logic outside
Neela,
of this. You
Neela,
said now,
Neela,
Deron.
what we're
That's a
saying,
debate in bad faith.
Neela,
Oh, God.
what we're saying is late term is unacceptable. What
Right.
is hard for you to grasp?
I'm not arguing whether it's an
We don't
acceptable.
care. We don't care what percentage it is. We're telling
Yeah.
you it is unacceptable.
So what do you want
That's
me to
what
do
we're
about
saying.
that? Like you're
Stop
acting
voting for
like I'm
people
up
who
here.
want it.
I'm
Stop
up here
voting for
advocating
people
for
who
late
want
term
it. Take
abortion.
accountability.
So
But
what
the-
do
Take
I have to
accountability.
do about that? What
you
does that
need
have to
to
do with me?
vote with
Why
your
do I
state.
care about late term abortions?
Vote with your state. You should care. You
Why?
should care about late term
Why? How do they
Because
affect
the
me?
Democrats wanted it.
because
How
it's
do they
not
affect
it's
me?
how do they affect you
Yeah.
personally?
Why should I care? Yeah.
I don't care how it affects you personally, but it
No.
affects many people who have to
Who
go
does it
through
affect?
that,
The person who
go
did it.
through it, and the
The women that are going through the abortions are saying they want the abortion. So who are you speaking for?
the
You know what?
children.
Democrats actually
The
made that
Always
up.
the
the
children that don't even know? The children that
They
are
do.
how
Have
do
you
they
ever
know?
watched? Have you
When do
ever
they
watched an
develop
AB?
consciousness? When do babies develop consciousness? When do they know that they're here? Did you
When do
know that?
they?
Can you tell me at 3 months what you were doing, Meg? What were you
Wow.
doing in the womb?
Yeah, we're in a
You are
Can
So
horrible.
you
your
tell me what
logic,
you were doing in?
you're not fully developed until you're 25,
Listening
so we can
Oh
abort
my
you.
and
God! You guys are
observing
you're saying
and
that
learning.
you're talking about the children. What children? Did you know what you were doing even at 9 months? What were you doing at 9 months, Meg? What were you doing?
So it's okay to
Listening,
do it up at
learning,
9 months now?
Do you remember
eating,
what you were doing
loving.
in the
9
womb?
months?
So you're
loving,
arguing watching this?
enjoying my life as a baby,
Really
being
nice.
loved, being cherished,
Nice.
growing and learning. That is exactly what children do,
So what
whether
about
they are in the
yeah,
womb
what about
or
the
out.
millions of kids in the foster care system right now? The
I
adoption,
was
right? What
one of
about
them.
those?
I
Yeah,
am
I was in the
adopted
system.
Okay,
to a
so
lovely
why
family.
aren't you telling people to adopt those? Why are you
They,
telling people?
I
Because
do.
Why are you
people
forcing
don't
women
need
to
to
I
have
do
do.
that.
babies so
People
you
don't
can
need to
Working
be
adopt
on
having
it
them
right
as
now.
unmerited sex.
newborns?
So
Like
That's
they're
that
wrong.
they,
puppies because
Hey,
they're
ma'am,
cute, they're
ma'am,
babies. We want them. Why don't you adopt the millions of kids in the foster
ma'am,
care system? Why
Because
not?
ma'am. Let me tell you the
because that's not
solution to it
logical.
all. The solution to it
What's
all
the
is
solution?
no unmerited sex.
How's
That's
that working
next.
out for you guys?
close
Oh, well,
close your
For
it's
how
legs.
working
many
It's
out for
that
me because
how
simple.
I'm
many
married, baby.
decades your great
It's working
grandmas,
out
your
good for
great
me,
grandmas
baby.
heard the same thing. Close your legs.
Close
Well,
my
And
legs
they
to my
since
did.
husband.
My
we've had
grandmother stayed married
60
for 60
million
years.
abortions, we've had over 60 million abortions since Roe v. Wade went into effect. How has telling people to abstain or stop having marital sex work
So
for you
you
guys?
eradicated
Unmerited.
all those
Yeah,
generations.
Unmerited.
unmarital.
You
How has that
eradicated all
worked
those
for you
generations
guys?
of
Since
people and your daughter.
Marry
yeah,
before you
for
carry.
decades we've been telling people to close their legs. How's that working out for you guys?
Okay, well, if you, baby, have you ever heard of
We
suffering
gave
the
them an
consequences?
excuse
So if
with
a
Roe
baby comes
versus
along,
Wade
if
in
God,
order
let
to
let
open
me
their
say this right
legs.
quick, baby. Let me say this right quick. If God bless you with a baby and you out there doing some stuff you ain't got no business doing, you supposed to still take that baby
I
as an
don't believe
angel
in
from
God. I
God.
don't think God
Okay,
blesses
well, you
me with
don't, so
children.
that's why you a devil. So why is you even here
So
I
talking
don't
to
believe
us?
in the
We
devil.
don't speak to
so
demons. Bye.
I'll say, okay, so I got a
Also,
question.
because I don't believe in your the
Certain
God in the
things.
sky. Okay. I love Christian logic. It's awesome. If we don't
So I
believe
got
in what you believe in, we're the devil. That's love. No hate, like Christian love. It's awesome. I love to see it.
Where else is your heart located then? If there's only two places for it to go, where is it located?
My what? Sorry.
Your heart. If your heart's not with God, then it's gonna be
Oh
it's gonna
my
be
God.
entrapped with
So
somebody
it's
else.
with this imaginary entity that's all the way up in space that's waiting for you on the throne in the kingdom of heaven, right? Correct?
free will. Free
Imaginary
will.
entity
Nice.
to
I
get
love
rid of
it.
one's in a
That's
cult.
awesome. You guys listen, I'm not here to knock down your beliefs. If you believe in God, that's absolutely I'm not even here to argue religion. You can
But you
be
don't even
stuck
believe
in
in
that
science, though.
cycle
You don't even
yourself.
believe in science, though, Neela,
You
because
you
science says
I'm
life
sorry, but
starts at
science is what's
conception.
keeping you alive today. Science is
Science
what's
says
keeping
life starts at
humanity
You gonna
conception,
alive.
argue
You
and you
our beliefs,
believe
believe.
God
ma'am?
is controlling
Ma'am.
you
Oh my
from
God.
whatever
So
space he's in. Science is
Okay, that's
keeping
okay.
you
fine. You
alive.
believe what you believe, but
Science
you
is the
can't stop
reason why
our
you're able to
beliefs. So
be
you
on
trying to
your
take
phone
our
right now.
rights from us. Your rights is more important
What are
than
you
our
guys
rights of what
meeting?
we believe
Hey,
in.
can I ask a
So
question?
if we
Just
don't
one question I
believe
want to
in it,
ask
then
him.
who are you to
Christopher wants to ask a
question us?
question.
No,
Let's
ma'am. No,
let's
ma'am.
let
If
Christopher
we
ask a
don't believe
question.
in it,
I'm
who are
tired of
you to
hearing you.
question us about our beliefs? We let you
I'm not
believe what you want to
questioning you. I
believe.
never questioned you. You can. I
So
just said you can believe in what you want to believe. That's your prerogative. That's
Exactly.
yeah.
so
Good
So
for
we don't have
you.
to go along with AB. So
You
why are you
you don't.
questioning
I'm
us
not
about that?
asking you to. I don't care, loyal. Like you can be pro life. I really don't care. I
Okay,
live
so
in
what's the
Illinois.
so
problem? What is the
If I
problem?
wanted to rally up 20 women and say let's go get abortions, I can do that. I live in Illinois. I don't care
Well,
so
if you
so
want
do
to
it. So
listen.
what?
so
What
I
is
got a
the argument about? What is
I'm
the
not
argument about?
arguing anyone. Can we let Christopher ask his question, please? Go ahead, Christopher.
so
You're
my
not controlling
question,
this live.
and
Exactly,
I'm
Wait,
not
baby.
Chris.
What
well.
is wrong
I'm
with
Wait.
you?
She's not controlling this live, Christopher. Don't
Am I
give her that
hurting your
power.
feelings
I'm gonna
unbearable?
ask one
No, no,
Did
no,
I
question.
hurt
no.
That's
your
it.
feelings?
We're
Oh,
gonna go
keep
back to what
please
you
cry
said.
about it. Cry.
No,
Be
no.
quiet.
You said Trump. You said Trump goes back and forth on his different talking points and for smortion. That is not true. You need to concede
No
on
one
that before
said
you
that.
start asking new
No one
questions.
said that. I'm not asking you
You
any
did say
What
questions.
was
that
your
though.
original
Oh
argument?
my God. God,
Well,
please.
okay, all right, time out,
He can't
Oh,
help you
what
right now.
God?
He
What
time
can't
out,
help
God?
time
you
out,
right
What
now.
everybody
God
time
are
out.
you call? What
Time out,
God are
everybody
you
time out.
calling?
Using
See,
his
that's what
name.
y'all
Time
love to
out.
do. Y'all
Everybody
love to
time
sit there
out.
in our face and play with our
Guys,
God and play with our
time
Jesus.
out. Time out. Neela, is there there a connection between AB and SWATCs?
No, what?
All right.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
talking about
wait. Are you gonna bring up the white lady that started AB because apparently she wanted to get rid of the
I'm not
black
even just talking
community?
about her. Is there no
Margaret
Neil,
Sanger,
is
you
there a
mean?
connection? I'm not talking about
Yeah,
Margaret Sanger.
Margaret.
Is there a connection between the SWATCs and AB?
We're going with eugenics now? Like,
Is there a connection
I just said
between
no. Like, I
SWATCs
answered
and
that
AB?
question already. I said no, I don't know.
Wow.
Who's peeing. Meg, that is so disgusting.
Obviously,
I'm
she's
not
not
peeing.
peeing.
I'm filling my cup
Oh,
with water. Jeez, from my
That does
Brita
not sound right.
filter.
My bad,
got it,
girl.
Neela.
Neela,
The right
Neela,
answer was yes.
there is a connection,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
between Swatis and
Okay.
AB.
Okay.
You have a lot of the same talking points from those doctors who
Nice.
perform those. No, you do. You do.
This is
They
not
were
the
saying
first time
that
Republicans
they
have
were
called
saying
me
that these
Nazi.
Jewish babies are not human.
Mm.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Science says life starts at conception.
It does. Life
so
does begin at
can I,
conception.
But why are you all questioning what a baby is?
Who's questioning what a baby is?
Democrats.
You are. You said they don't think, they don't feel anything or know anything what's happening when
I
they're in
heard
the
several
womb or at
arguments
3
So
months.
that's why I
Oh, a
asked
baby
you guys,
isn't
unbearable.
a
If you
seed
can
or
tell me
whatever.
what you did
It's a
at
baby
3
while you're
months,
pregnant.
what exactly you were doing? What did you
Does
do
it
when you
matter
were
if
3
we
months?
have the
I can
memories
tell you
of
what I
it?
did at
Does
6
it
months and
matter
7
if
months.
we have the memories of it? That's an ignorant statement, man.
It is
It is.
because if
That
you
is so
hold
ignorant.
on,
So because you can't
why
remember
would I
anything when you were born, you should
convince
not be
me?
born.
Can you
Stop
convince me
it.
why I would
Ignorant as
prioritize
hell.
a non-sentient and
That's so
non-autonomous being over someone that is sentient and that is autonomous? Can you tell me why I would do
Ma'am, you're
that?
stupid.
Tell me
So should
why
I
Okay,
take
I
ma'am,
would
should I
infringe
take
my
out
own
grandma
rights
because
over
she
the rights
can't
of
remember
something
who
that
I
has the
am?
potential to be. Please
that's
explain
foolish.
that.
That's foolish.
Should I
You're
take
so
out
foolish.
grandma because grandma can't remember who I am?
Can you take out what?
Grandma,
For what?
because she cannot remember
Because she
who
got
I am.
How is
amnesia.
And
grandma
she
infringing
cannot
on
take
your
care of
rights?
herself.
Because
How
she
is
got
grandma
amnesia
infringing on your
and
rights?
she
You guys
can't
fail to
remember nothing.
understand that the main argument in abortion is bodily autonomy. I understand that there's a conflict of rights there with quote this the
Okay,
right
so
to
when you
life
go
for
to the
this
doctor and
fetus.
find out that you're
But
pregnant,
once
you know that
again,
there is a
if you
growing
tell me
baby,
why
and you
I
know what
should
the definition of being
prioritize
pregnant,
a
right? Do you
non-sentient
know
and
the definition of
non-autonomous
being pregnant,
being
ma'am?
over a sentient and
Okay.
autonomous being,
Here's the thing,
I
He
though.
will
said
Here's the thing,
blah
concede and
blah
Neela,
I will
blah
be
Neela,
blah
pro-life
blah
right
blah
now.
blah blah.
Neela. But here's the
Blah
Oh,
thing,
blah.
though, Neela,
Blah blah when
Neela,
people
Girl,
are
you ain't
actually
coming to
saying
Neela,
nothing.
words.
You ain't
If you
you
don't
saying a lot of
understand it,
Neela,
nothing.
just tell me. I'll dumb it down
You're
for you.
saying a lot of
Neela. Hold
nothing.
on, Loyal, hold
You're
on, Neela,
It's a lot of nothing because you don't understand.
no, you
Neela.
don't understand what
Hold
life
on,
is.
hold on,
Put your ass to
Neela.
bed. Because
oh
what,
wow.
What is
Kate?
going on? Who
Oh,
is
I
this?
got the white girlies mad up here.
Meg. Hey, Neela.
What?
I didn't say nothing.
I'm
Right?
talking
Why are
about
you
Kate.
bringing race into
No,
this?
Christ,
Why does she have to
There's
bring
Wait,
race
always
hold
into
on.
Pretty
this?
sure I'm the
Everybody,
only
oh
white
my
it
chick in
God,
always
here.
comes
please
out with
don't
them
everybody,
cry.
demons.
everybody, stop.
It always come out with them
Neela,
Democrats. They're that racism.
Neela,
Okay.
Neela.
Yes, Duran,
Can you tell
yes.
me? Can you tell me what dehumanization means?
Like the actual term?
The
Yes.
definition.
Well, I don't know the actual definition. I gotta look that up. Hold on, but I know
Here,
what
I'll
it
tell
is.
you. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, it's the process of depriving a person or group of positive human qualities.
Okay.
If you do not interfere in the development process of that fetus, what will that fetus turn into ultimately?
A baby? A newborn?
Child.
What
Oh,
species?
I'm
And what
so
species is
sorry for
Neela?
saying a different developmental
Neela,
stage
hold
of
on,
a
hold on.
child.
Neela, hold on.
God.
To
What
life.
species? What
You
species?
ain't got the evolution of
What
life.
It's a
species?
human, Duran. I'm not arguing what
Okay, so it
species
is.
it is.
Wait.
It's a
Hold
human and it's
on. Hold on.
alive.
According to biology, okay,
Life.
when do they say life begins?
Life begins at conception. It's a human. It's alive. It's a separate human being. I'm not confused on that.
Okay,
I
wait.
quite literally highlighted to you,
Hold on.
Duran, the issue is a
Okay,
conflict
but
of rights.
wait. So, if you interfere with the development process, what are you doing to that baby?
Protecting the right to my bodily autonomy. What are you talking about?
Dehumanizing it.
Once
So can I ask
again, listen, I'm
Not
ready
your
to
bodily
concede.
autonomy at
None
that
of you
point.
are answering my question. None of you, even you, Duran. I said, if you can tell me why I
Thank God.
Listen. The unmute button is easy to press, and we can do this all night. Like I said, I'm
Oh,
very
one more
annoying,
ignorant
Ron.
question.
So if
One more
you
ignorant
think your
question. I'll
mods
drop
think
down.
that little mute button is hurting me,
Go
it's
ahead with
not.
your little ignorant question.
So I would like to ask one question because I've always wanted to
Hey,
ask.
I do
That
have
was
the
for
right to
abortion.
unalive
hold
someone.
on.
If
Neela,
it's
I want
infringing
you.
on my rights,
Okay,
Neela, I
absolutely.
so
want
you
you.
should be
Neela,
locked.
what
You
is
should
your
be
question?
locked up in the
Loyal.
state pen.
No,
Neela,
because
what
I
is your
have the right
question?
to bodily autonomy,
Yeah,
just
you
like
should be
you do,
locked up in the
Loyal.
state pen because that's
I'm
it's
not though. I
murder.
live in Illinois, like I told you. I
I
can do that
know. I
whenever I
know.
want to.
Neela, what is your
Thank
question?
you.
For
Neela, what's
now.
your
Well, no, it was me.
I
I've been
said
wanting to ask.
if you can tell me right now why I should prioritize a non-sentient and non-autonomous being over me that is sentient and is
Well, why
autonomous,
why
I
didn't
will
you have
Hey,
some
concede.
self
Loyal,
control
Girl,
and
stop.
shut up.
control your
Loyal,
I know
body
you
stop.
can't.
before you
I know you
created
don't
a
understand what the
non-constitutional
words
Loyal,
mean, but
hold
be
you?
on.
quiet. If you don't understand what they mean, be quiet, Loyal. Like you keep yelling
Girl, you
over
can
me.
shut the hell up
It
and
sounds
find you
like
somebody to play
nothing
with, cause
because you don't know big
don't play
words.
with me,
Be
baby.
quiet.
Don't
Okay,
play with me,
okay.
cause I try to be
Deron,
Okay,
can you
nice.
answer
stop,
my
I
stop,
try
stop,
to
question?
be
stop,
nice.
stop, stop. Loyal, stop. Neela, what is your question?
I love the Lord, but I will curse
I
you.
just asked it like 3
Stop playing with
times.
me, big girl.
If you can tell me why I should prioritize a non-sentient, non-autonomous being over a being that is sentient and autonomous, me, then I promise I will concede and I will be pro-life right now.
Because you're being
Because
anti-progressive.
because the freedom of choice doesn't mean freedom from consequences. A
Facts.
baby should not have to pay the unaliving penalty because you chose to make poor choices. If you do not know what to do with your body, someone's going to tell you what to do with your body. The very fact, this is what's so crazy to me. People sit up here, instead of taking responsibility for their actions, they wish to just say, well, you know what? I'm going to impose the unaliving penalty on an innocent life because of my decisions. I want you to tell me, why does an innocent person deserve the unaliving penalty because of your piss poor decisions?
Right. If you're saying that the piss poor decision is the natural act of having sex, regardless of whether you believe that's solely for the purpose of reproduction, it's a normal thing. We have these hormones running through our bodies every single day. Understand that this belief that women are not
Lack of self
actively.
control. That's what I
Girl,
said. Lack
shut
of self
up.
control.
Shut up. Because
Lack
I
of
was
self.
quick to
Hey,
disrespect
you
my
respect me
elders.
when you
I
talk
have
to
no
me. You
respect
say
for older people.
Mrs.
So I
Call
will
me
be quick to
Mrs.
disrespect you.
Call me
Shut up. Be
Mrs.
quiet.
Yeah,
Be
I mean,
quiet.
Mrs. Ma'am to
You
you.
lost the respect that I had for you,
Miss,
girl.
baby, I don't
Please,
give a
Hey,
damn about your
hey,
little
host.
kissy
then be
ass
quiet,
respect.
please.
You
On
Okay,
that
disrespect.
topic, can
You
I ask a question
stupid.
to
What
her?
do I care about a stupid motherfucker respecting me for?
whoa,
Huh?
Loyal.
Why
Don't
don't we
sway.
just be
Don't swear.
nice?
Why do I
Everyone,
even
calm
care
down. Calm
about your
down.
opinion?
Everyone, calm down.
Listen to how you think. You
So Neela,
stupid. So shut the fuck up talking to me and stop
whoa,
playing with me.
Loyal. So Neela,
that's a
tell
hot
us.
flash. I'm sorry that menopause is difficult, Loyal.
Yeah,
You will get over
Neela,
it.
Yeah.
Neela,
You're not
Anyway,
stop.
gonna do that, Neela.
Hold
I
on,
just did. I just did.
Neela,
What
Girl,
are you gonna do about
Neela,
it?
can
But
you
you're
explain to
ignorant
us?
and you're young and your brain
very
isn't
much.
developed, so we
Neela,
should
can you
abort
explain
you.
to us why a baby
Go ahead.
deserves to be unalive because of piss poor decisions?
And I'm highlighting to you, if you're calling sex a piss poor decision, then right there, that's where your problem is. People are going to continue to have sex. Women are actively preventing pregnancy.
And you
We
gonna
believe
suffer the
that they choose.
consequences. You gonna
See,
suffer the
like,
consequences that
oh
come
my
along with
God,
it, or either you
girl,
gonna catch
what
AIDS
do
and
you
die.
need? A
Now, which
libido,
one
the
you gonna
libido
choose? Which
supplement?
one you
Like,
gonna get?
why is your mouth
Unprotected sex. Which
running?
one you gonna get now?
What? Oh my God. Oh
Now.
my
Hey,
God.
host, can I ask
Okay.
that question?
Long
I
story
really want to
short,
ask her a
Deron,
question.
I
I swear.
understand that there's a conflict of rights there. And the conflict of rights is the right to life for this fetus, but the right to my bodily autonomy. People don't understand how tiring pregnancy is. Not only am I providing my blood, my oxygen, my
Yep.
nutrients, 9 months of my body.
You still
Labor,
not.
Yep.
women get sick.
You're still
Women
not
have
telling. You're still not.
preeclampsia.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Neela,
Hold
But you
on.
still
Neela,
I'm
took that
telling you, there's a
chance.
Neela,
conflict of
Neela,
rights there.
You knew there was
There's a
a
conflict of
possibility of
rights. The right
happening.
to
You
my
Loyal,
bodily
chill.
autonomy and the right to life for that
Neela.
fetus.
You're still not telling me
I
why
just
does an
did.
innocent why does an innocent baby have to pay the consequences of your piss poor choices?
How do we know it's innocent? What are we talking about? Like, listen, Deron, the abortion
He's not
argument,
gonna
I
be
look at it
innocent
from the
because it's
pro-life
coming from a
perspective.
demon.
I don't care about the fetus. And I keep highlighting to you, the issue here is bodily autonomy. You're limiting women's bodily autonomy because you believe, yeah, when they do make this decision, they should be forced to use their body to sustain that life.
I'm sorry.
We
Wait,
don't apply that logic to anything
You
else.
wasn't raped, was it? You wasn't forced.
You mean to
have
tell me that fetus doesn't have its own body?
What do you mean? It
Wait,
does.
wait,
What is
hold on.
it?
Are you telling me that fetus inside that woman doesn't have its own body?
It is its own body.
So
Bodily
what about
autonomy.
wait, hold on. What about that fetus's bodily autonomy?
It's not autonomous. That's the whole point. It doesn't even know it's there. It's not aware. You need to be autonomous.
Wait, hold on.
Girl, just go
Does
have
the baby
abortions
have
until
its
your body
own
can't hold a
DNA?
baby no more.
Neela, does the baby have its own unique DNA?
She's teacup. So yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the baby does have its own body that is separate from the mother, correct?
Yes, like
What about that baby's bodily autonomy?
it's not an autonomous being.
Wow.
Okay, tell me how a 3-month-old fetus makes a decision. How
will
does a
it
3-month-old
become-
fetus make the decision? How does it decide its autonomy?
Crazy. I keep telling you guys, there's always
No,
a connection.
Duran, it's literally in
with
the word
this.
bodily
Stop.
autonomy.
This is always no, because you keep
So I'm
dehumanizing.
asking you, can you tell me how a
listen,
fetus makes
listen.
a decision?
You keep.
Did she
you keep
define bodily autonomy?
dehumanizing- You keep dehumanizing a baby. You're talking just like a Swazi.
Yes.
How
I got a
do you say
question.
you
What
keep
is
dehumanizing a baby? Are babies not being had? I'm telling you that women should have the choice. What is the main reason for elective
You
abortion?
had
I'm not
the
even
choice.
arguing the minority that is grape and
Here's the thing.
incest. Let's talk
Neela,
about elective abortion.
Neela.
Duran.
It's not the
Let me tell you this.
majority.
Why I'm pro. Listen.
Majority
Let me
is
tell
elective
you.
abortion.
Neela, listen. Let me tell you how I'm pro-choice. I am pro-abstinence. I am pro-smex toys. I am pro-self-stimulation. I am pro-contraception. I'm pro all of that. Until you get pregnant and it results in the conception of a human life. You have all of these preventive measures to take to be precautionary to make sure that you do not get pregnant. The very fact that you did not utilize these precautionary measures, that means that you have piss poor damn judgment.
Duran.
And a baby should not pay the consequences of your piss poor judgment.
Dude, it can't even grasp the concept of a consequence. You understand what I'm? But hold on. Let me not even.
Neither
argue
can
that,
you
Duran.
right
Have some
now.
self-control
Hold on.
and learn how
Let
to
me not
control
even argue
yourself.
that, Duran. You're saying that this piss poor decision. Do you, in good faith, do you believe that
So when
women
you
are not
make a decision,
actively
you
preventing pregnancy? You do realize that even your first postnatal, after you have children, your doctors will recommend birth control. Your gynecologist will recommend birth control. Do we actively believe women are not preventing pregnancy?
Neela, how many women get pregnant that practice abstinence?
or safe sex?
Okay, and I asked you, Duran,
No,
how's
Neela,
that
how many
working
women?
out?
No,
I
Neela,
understand.
listen to what I'm saying. How many women get pregnant that practice abstinence?
None. I get that.
Why is
Duran.
that? Well, wait, hold on. Why is that?
Because there's no active sex there.
No, but they're okay. So if they're practicing abstinence, they're practicing what?
They're not having sex.
What are they doing with their body?
Nothing. What are you talking about?
They're controlling their body. That means that's a smart decision.
Would you agree that's bodily autonomy?
No, wait. Yes or no?
Is that bodily autonomy?
Controlling your body. Yes, we control our bodies every day. I control my body from not hitting my
Yes
man.
or no? Are they making a smart decision because they do not want a baby? Yes or no?
If you're abstaining just for the reason of not having a baby, sure. Abstinence
So it's
because
a
you
smart
don't want
decision,
to.
right? Well, hold on. So that's a smart decision, right?
Abstinence is a good decision.
Okay. Wait, hold
absolutely.
on. Hold on. So this is a smart decision. Okay.
It's
So
a great
the thing is,
decision,
If
yes.
you do not want, if you do not want a baby, and you start to participate in SMEX, knowing that the results could result in a baby, is that a smart decision or a piss poor decision?
That's just a decision you made.
Yeah, what? Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I thought.
oh God.
Barbie,
You have to
go
live
ahead.
with it.
But why not practice safe smacks?
Can
Like
she
that,
even?
Oh my
that's
God!
the
I
question I want
just
to
said,
ask.
do you think people are not practicing safe smacks? Like,
No, the Mormons aren't even doing it. They
I,
call it soaking.
you know,
there's
I ain't gonna
women
lie,
in
Let
man.
me
I've
churches
been
say
on
this.
that
this
Let me
earth
say
for
this
practice
right
42
quick.
years, and
you.
I've never
So
had one
I
break.
just
So
asked you guys
Let me say
if
this
your
to her right
solution
quick.
is to not have
Okay,
sex, which
listen.
people
No,
have
no,
said for
no.
decades, just close your legs, don't have sex, abstain from. I just
okay,
asked you guys, how's that
There's
can I ask you
working
a
toys.
out
question?
for you, pro-lifers?
Can,
Since Roe v.
can
Wade
I?
went into effect,
No, if
over
we
60
know how to
million
deal with our
abortions. We've
consequences,
had over
that's our
Okay,
60
thing.
million
If a
abortions.
baby is
So how's
added to
telling
the
people to close
equation,
their
then we
legs
take care
working
of that
out for
child.
you?
We take
hey,
responsibility for that child.
Telling
We
people how
don't just
to use
delete
their
the child.
reproductive
can
organs,
I
how's
ask
We
that
one
don't
working
question?
out
just
for
I just
you?
delete
want to
the
ask one
child.
question.
Telling
We
adults
take responsibility for that child.
Okay, I want to
That's
ask
what
one
we do.
question,
you're not
please.
obligated
Oh my
to.
goodness.
Yes, we
So,
are.
No,
Once we
we are
lay
not.
down, whatever we
No, we
get
are
up with,
not.
hey, when you lay
No,
down
we are
now,
not.
let me
We
tell you
don't
this. Let me
consent
tell
to a
you this,
bite.
baby girl. When you lay down, whatever you get back up with, you better be ready to accept it because that was your choice to lay down.
No, but
Unless
we're
you was
not though.
forced against your will, then that was your choice.
But we're not though.
so,
It's our bodies. We're not
so
Exactly.
I
obligated
So
got a
to.
you
Our
have to
question.
bodies
have
can
some
sustain
kind of, you
any
need to
life.
practice self-control and not just lay down with everybody.
Mila, can
Since
you
So
get
I
up
once
got a
off
you
the
lay
question.
absolutely,
down
treadmill?
you
and you
guys,
get up,
people
then
can
both
get
of you will
pregnant
be
on
ready
their
for your
first day of having
responsibility.
sex. This belief that you
Because
have
that's
that
what it
women
is.
are
Y'all
just
don't be
sitting
ready. Y'all
around,
don't be ready.
you
You
guys are
just be laying
crazy.
around. Crazy.
It
How?
takes
You
multiple
just be
times to
laying
get.
around and then it be oops. It be a oops. It be a
So,
oops.
so I
You
got a
can't say
question.
oops on
Please,
life.
please.
Sorry.
You
Dear
sure
Jesus.
can.
After
Okay.
this, after
So,
Oh
Chris
my
goes,
what,
I
God,
would like
please
what,
to
cry.
speak.
I've been trying to get this same question for like 10 minutes. So, what
Yeah,
is your
let's
belief?
hear it.
I've always wanted to wonder because I've never asked. What is so wrong with having safe sex until you're married and ready to have a child, or practicing? I'm not saying you can't have sex. We all done it. We were all teenagers. We all played around the bushes, but we were taught to have safe sex with condoms, contraceptions, some form of birth control, something.
I'm
Foreplay.
So,
going to chime in real quick. A lot of those can fail.
I,
Yeah,
So,
but you're,
especially,
my question is, you are taking a preventive measure before that baby has a chance to have its first heartbeat.
yes.
Christopher, I
I
just
can see
asked
where
you, do you
the relevance
genuinely
is.
believe that women are not actively preventing pregnancy? Women are not getting on birth control? Do you know how much birth control is pushed to the point where you can literally now get it from an app over the counter? So what are we talking about? Plan
Right.
Bs?
But
Those
if
things
you
sell
take,
out almost all every week. You
but
barely
why?
find them at CVS. I'm just
I
telling you, women are
I understand.
actively preventing pregnancy.
But if you take birth control and you make the man wear a, I don't even know if I can say it on the app. So if you make a man wear
I'd say
something,
rubber.
okay, wear a rubber along with your contraception, doesn't that double your chances not to have a pregnancy? Because I can tell you, when I was dating before I got married, like, you didn't do it, regardless of whether she was on birth control or not, unless you had covered.
Unless you had what?
A rubber.
So, I'm going to chime in on this just because I am like, we all know where I stand on abortion and everything like that. But when it comes to, protection, there are one side effects is fuck for the women. Sorry for swearing, but there are many side effects that affect the women hormonally, friggin' even spiritually, and affects their health, it affects their weight, it affects their moods and how they can contribute to life. Some of these implants as well for birth control are dangerous to the women as well, like the implants in the arms that have been found in women's hearts, found in women's lungs. So like the best option is to not at
Abstinence.
all.
Girl, you're not about to do that. You're not about to
Neela, can you please
fearmonger on
define
birth control. Now,
Neela,
the only
can you
It's the
way you
Neela?
can
truth. It's
prevent
not
pregnancy, you want to
fear-mongering.
fear.
It's literally the truth.
I was on Nexplanon. It was great. I never had any problems. It didn't
No
shift to my
anecdotal proof.
heart. Everything
Some
doesn't work for everyone. Of course,
no,
it won't work for
exactly.
everyone, Meg.
That's
Okay,
as I
everyone time out.
said.
Everyone time out. Everyone
I have
time
a
out.
question for her.
Hold on. Barbie,
Yes, sir.
please go ahead.
Okay. So what is the argument for being pro-choice? I just got here not too long ago. I just want to
I
make
have a
sure
question
I
for her because she keeps
clarity.
making the argument of bodily
Okay.
autonomy.
Unbearable. Hold on. Barbie, on mute. Can you ask Neela that question, please?
Yeah. What is the argument for being pro-choice again?
Neela, unmute.
I said bodily autonomy.
Okay. What's the argument for that?
I don't
We're
think she
not
knows what that means.
obligated to use our life to sustain. I mean, to use our body to sustain our life.
You think that in all cases?
In this case, yeah.
Just in this case, or are you going to be like logically consistent and say that we shouldn't have to use as our bodies to sustain anyone?
I mean, okay, yeah, I'll be logically consistent and say that. We're not obligated to use our body to
Okay.
sustain our life, period.
Okay, so you're against every child neglect law?
Yes.
So you are against it? We shouldn't have child neglect laws?
We should have, like, laws that protect those that go through child neglect. I don't know. I don't understand what you're asking.
Why would a woman have to use her bodily autonomy to take care of a kid for life-saving care, such as not allowing my child to, like, I don't know, unalive on the kitchen floor?
Right, because she transferred that obligation.
No, she can't.
Do
She's in
we
North
have
Carolina.
systems in place to that you can use to
Yeah,
transfer obligation?
well, that's from a very privileged stance. Let's say that these people are not privileged,
A
such as in
privileged?
North
What? There's no
Carolina.
fire stations and there's safe haven law.
Can I give you an example?
Okay, go ahead.
Without crashing out.
Are you? Is it hurricane? She's
So
stuck on a
again,
roof. She can't
okay,
feed her baby.
you just let me know when your crash out is done.
Okay, sure. I'll let you know. Hurricane, she's stuck on a roof. She can't feed her baby. Should she just let it unalive, correct? Or something like that? She's stuck in the woods she's snowed in. She doesn't. Is that
So
where you're going?
you've been presented this case before.
Yes, I have.
That
Unfortunately, you all have the same talking points.
Okay, again, let me just know when your crash out is over.
Yeah, unfortunately, you all have the same talking points. So
Yeah, well, we would get new
You'll
ones
be the
that
mom
would
in the woods
actually
that'll
beat
feed your
them.
baby to a bear, won't it?
Here, hold on.
Well,
So
you rely
again,
on extreme
we would,
reductios.
ma'am,
Unrealistic
we would get
reductios.
new shit if y'all would just stop saying bumper sticker logos as an argument. So again,
Literally.
why would she have to use her bodily autonomy to sustain another life? You
Right,
said that she
in a
doesn't have to do
realistic
that.
world,
In
we
the
were able
case
to
of a
transfer
pregnancy,
obligation.
ma'am, okay, the crash out is crazy. Again, after you said that she does not have to use her bodily autonomy in order to sustain another's life, why in this situation you would say, yeah, she has to?
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Cricket.
Because if we're just using bodily autonomy, that's just going to be self-governance. So if like this mother has to breastfeed, not even
She has a
breastfeed.
phone call, Barbie.
Oh.
I've asked her to define bodily autonomy so many times. I don't understand it. If she stands for every person and every individual to have bodily autonomy, then why do, as me and Duran and every other male in this room and in America, have to sign up for the draft? Is that not our bodily autonomy?
Yeah, but I just find it crazy that she's been presented this before, but I don't know if there's going to be a rebuttal.
I'm curious though, if women can opt out, I'm curious if men can do that too.
Not according to the law.
Exactly. So, and no man can tell a woman to go get an AB, but no woman can tell a man that they can't have the baby. Like they can't take care of it. This is what bothers me too, is because the argument is always on the woman's body, what they go through. What about the mental stability of the men that go through this, that wanted that baby, that wanted to love and have that family, and they just didn't want to give up their body?
I can tell
Like,
you,
crazy.
my wife has had 3 kids, and once she had, literally the minute our son was born, everything she went through, she did not care. Like
Absolutely.
once she looked in that baby's eyes,
Ooh-wee,
it was
that's feeling right there, I'm
game over.
telling you. I'm telling you.
I think
Like, that's why I
she's
always
back.
said the mother's bond is always a little bit,
I
you
I
know what I'm
think
saying, tighter than the father's bond to the child anyway.
I think she's back.
agree with that.
I want to
Yeah.
finish the conversation.
Sorry,
Okay.
hold on. And before
That's why I don't see how a mother can be willing to do her baby that way.
we
Like
don't
a
value the fetus
mother.
the same. We don't value the fetus the same. I'm
Well,
sorry.
we can actually
Well, so
test
you don't
that.
value you
That's
don't
fine.
even value
We
your
can test
coochie, do you?
that. So would
We
you
can
say
what?
that a woman can purposely drink to give her child fetal alcohol syndrome?
Can she purposely drink? If you want a happy, healthy baby, I wouldn't do it.
They believe.
I didn't ask that. That wasn't pertaining to the question. I said, should she be allowed to do it?
To drink?
Yeah, and give her
Well,
child
I'm
fetal alcohol syndrome
well,
purposely.
I'm against drinking. Period. I think drinking is immoral. So anyone that does it, it
Consuming
causes harm
love
regardless
that.
to the fetus or to the woman herself. So I think drinking period is evil, and no one should do it.
Wait, what happened to bodily autonomy in that argument?
In what argument?
In the argument that you can't put substances in your body when it
Oh
only
yeah,
affects you.
I don't believe bodily autonomy is absolute, but I know that bodily autonomy
No.
is limited in cases.
That's
Wait, how?
inferred.
Okay, yeah, bodily autonomy is not absolute, but bodily autonomy is only limited in situations where it causes public harm.
It's where it makes you
I can't use my bodily
Who's
autonomy
public?
to unalive you
I
because
need
or
a
to
clarifying
unalive.
question.
what you over
I
there
have a
drinking? You
clarifying
drinking on
question.
something?
Go ahead.
Order
Go
something off
ahead.
TikTok.
Oh my God, a tea.
Guys, one sec. Hold on one second. Go ahead, Barbie.
So my clarifying question. So many people were talking. I've kind of fucking forgot it. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to cuss. So my clarifying question is, who is public? Can you define public?
Oh, I think she has another phone call.
Her handlers are telling her what to say next.
Oh God.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Not the chat GPT.
No, the DNC.
It seems like she's repeating the same thing. And
I think I've actually talked to this
I'm just thinking
individual
at some
before.
point she gonna
and
just come out and say, I'm just playing with y'all. Because baby, you can't be this stupid.
No, but loyal, you know what trips me out? A couple of weeks ago, she was basically saying that people's bodily autonomy need to be violated when it pertains to CV19.
What?
Your body,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
bodily autonomy didn't matter.
So is she going to Walgreens to go get her booster and flu
Because it
shot
was
right
for
now?
because it was for the common good. All of a sudden, she turned Barbie into a utilitarian.
Where was it proven to be for the common good, though? That's my question.
So I'm just saying, this is what we're dealing with here.
So
'Cause a
since
lot of
you're
us are doing
back
better than those who
again,
did get the shot.
can you go ahead and describe who would be pertaining to public? How are you using this word?
The people, like a community. Hold on.
Hey guys, I gotta go to work, but it's been a great conversation.
I just heard
Chris.
you guys like to make these snarky ass comments like people don't have lives. I'm sorry, but yes, I actually was on the phone, and I have people in my life that.
Wait,
call
did you just take a picture with your rearview mirror?
That's weird.
Just to prove this? Like, I wouldn't care that much. But anyway.
I do, because you guys like to make
about
snarky
public?
ass stupid
What about
comments
public?
because for
What about
whatever
public?
reason.
I don't care about the meta. Can we just go back to the argument? So what do you mean by
Meta,
public?
I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't support.
I
Anyway,
didn't.
go ahead.
Oh my God. What do you think meta is?
Girl,
I didn't say
go ahead.
MAGA.
I
didn't say
said
MAGA. I said
meta,
meta.
yes. Meta.
Meta, Meta is a
Mark
metaphysical
Zuckerberg, the people that were at Trump's inauguration. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about Meta, Trump.
Mark Zuckerberg
That's
didn't
a,
vote
that's
for
No,
Trump.
on
Meta.
Facebook, ain't it?
Okay,
I
can
ain't
we
even got Facebook,
continue?
girl, and I know this.
Can
Can we
I
continue?
ask a
One of
question?
the people
Lord, this
that bought
Bloomberg.
Trump out. Yeah, I know about Meta.
M-
Go ahead.
Guys, give me a
ma-
second.
okay.
Meg, give me a sec.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. So, can you please describe public?
Yeah, I did. The people, like a community. The community. The people is the public.
Okay, so what gives someone personhood then?
Autonomy, being able to be independent, self-governance, self-awareness.
Okay, so a baby can't be self-aware and it's not autonomous because obviously it's going to rely on others in order to survive when it comes down to other people's bodily autonomy. So you're going to be okay with infanticide up to 18 months outside the womb?
A baby outside of utero can depend on anyone, which is why anyone outside of what do you call it? Outside of utero can take care of a baby. We have
No,
gay
you
men
said
who have
autonomous
babies.
and you gave the characteristics of what autonomous
Yeah,
would be. And
I think
obviously
what
that's not going to be characterized in an infant up to 18 months of age.
absolutely, I understand that, right? You're trying to shift this like dependable argument. You're saying, or you're
No.
trying to make it seem that I'm saying that because they're not autonomous and because they're not independent, that no one can take care of them because quote unquote it'd be a violation of bodily autonomy. No, because inside of utero, I can't transfer this obligation. I have to go through the entire 9 months and then transfer this obligation outside of utero, which is why you're so for adoption and there's 2 million people waiting for newborns. Outside of utero, I can transfer that obligation because we have systems in place for that. We have safe haven laws. You can transfer it to, you drop it off at an adoption center, at a hospital, at a school. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, sure. We can say that they could do all of these things, but let's say that there's a scenario where they can't do this right away. So if they can't do this right away, let's say for a significant amount of time, does this mean that they have an obligation or do they not have an obligation?
Right, I can highlight like existing societal obligations. Like I said, if this is a situation like you were about to say, like in North Carolina where there's a hurricane and they're like flooded in, they're on the roof, they can't. It can't just be I didn't want to take care of this baby because in society today we already have systems in place for that, right? You can't just say I don't want to take care of it. They once again will highlight take it to a fire station, give it to your
This
mom,
doesn't
give it to a
address
neighbor.
the argument.
I'm sorry, what was that?
This doesn't address anything.
Okay, well then I
You
don't
can,
know.
yeah, I can say like somewhere in the world, someone can like transfer obligation, but I wouldn't even understand how an obligation occurs considering that you don't even like pertain this to conception. Like, how do you think an obligation even occurs to this point?
I don't know, like a protection obligation at that point to protect the newborn
That's
or
a
the
type of obligation, but you're not telling me how it arises to be an obligation.
because you have to protect that newborn. What are we talking about? I'm not understanding your question. Genuinely, I
Wait,
don't know if because
why?
I'm high
Why would
right
I
now,
have
but
to? I would say I don't have an obligation because if you're saying that when it comes down to biological dependency, I would say I don't obviously consent to this and I don't have an obligation. So how are you going to tell me that I have an
Barbie,
obligation? How do you think that arises?
Barbie, today, if you had a baby today in your living room, wherever, and you just took it and you left it at your neighbor's doorstep and knocked, that's you transferring obligation. They could call the cops. You can even go down like a couple blocks to your fire station, whatever.
That's just an
Inside,
isot,
a what?
an isot fallacy. Just
Okay.
because it is doesn't mean that it ought to be.
Okay.
Again, this doesn't address how an obligation occurs. You're just saying I can do action A, B, and C. I get that I can do action A, B, and C, but why
Oh,
would I
okay.
even have to have, hold on,
Parental
why
obligation.
would I have to, well, if it's just talking
Your
about
parental
parental,
obligation.
if you're
I
just
believe
talking
that you
about
have a
parental,
parental
what do you
obligation
think?
at birth.
Okay, cool. So how does that arise? Just by the virtue of birth?
Yes.
How does that arise? That wasn't a yes or no question.
You asked me by the virtue of birth, yes, but if
No, I said, how does it by the virtue of birth?
they're no longer in utero, they're outside of utero.
That's just trivially true. Why does that matter?
Yeah, of course. I know it's just a difference in location, but that matters to me. So I mean, if you're looking for other reasons, like for me to give you other reasons as to why birth matters, it's quite literally just a difference in location as well as difference in developmental stage. There's a difference there. It's not significant, but there's a
So
difference.
let me just make sure. So you're okay with partial birth abortions by any chance?
What are you talking about?
Do you not know what a partial birth abortion is?
No, unfortunately. What is that?
Yeah, while the woman is giving birth and while the baby is mostly inside of her, they can put a suction catheter into their soft spot and suck out the brain.
Who does that?
Are you serious? Like, we have DC, we have like 9 other states that's willing to fucking do this shit, pretty much.
They're willing to?
Sorry,
Are
my
they
bad.
doing them,
My
or
bad.
are they doing them, or they're willing to? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
There's been a lot of cases, like hundreds of cases. I can't remember the doctor's name. Dr. Levatino talked about him. I can't remember his name though. Why can't I? I used to use him in an argument all the time, but now he's in jail. Not for like doing the partial birth abortions, but multiple women died while doing partial birth abortions.
Oh,
But
well, I
anyway,
care about the women.
do you?
So if partial
Okay.
birth abortions hurt the women, then I don't support them at all.
Oh, wait. What happened to their bodily autonomy? They're willing to do the risk.
If they're not, oh, sure. I mean, that's up to them then. But if they hurt the
Okay, so
women,
you're
then I
okay with
personally don't
partial birth
support them.
abortion?
Sure.
Sure. I don't want you to say sure because you're done
I
with this
just did.
conversation. I want you to be real.
Do
in
you
what
want me to be
you're
okay with
saying.
partial birth abortions? Yes or no?
Wait,
I'll go with your answer.
I don't care. Like, if you want to unalive on this
So
hill,
why
it
are you
doesn't make me
asking
look
me if
bad
you don't
either
care? Why
way.
are you asking me that?
It does, because
Right now,
you're
if I asked
saying
you about the
birth,
minority
I
of
can
abort,
explain it if you
right?
want.
But can we
I
argue the
can
majority
explain
of
it.
abortions that happen 13 weeks and under? You're talking
Yeah,
about
but it doesn't
abortions that
matter how
represent
much,
1%.
ma'am. It doesn't
Right.
matter
If I
how
talked
much.
about grape right now,
Okay,
you'd tell me
crash out
that's the
again.
minority, right? She's arguing the minority, but if I argue
No,
the
I'm not
minority of
arguing.
abortions that happen,
No, I'm
like,
not arguing this. I'm asking you a clarifying question because you're saying obligation only is obtained when birth happens.
yes,
And I'm
I
trying to
believe
figure out,
parental obligation happens at birth.
okay, then you would say even if this is the minority of cases,
In active
then
labor,
it's
parental
okay.
obligation happens in active labor. Happy?
Okay,
Yes,
active
in
labor.
active
So if
labor.
I'm not like, let's just say my water hasn't broken yet and it
Oh my
hasn't
God.
taken full
How many
effect.
reductios do you guys like? You have an answer for everything, and it's like it's
Neela,
always
how
an
about
No, it's not
extreme.
an answer.
Duran, it's crazy.
It's a
Pro-lifers have
question.
these extreme reductios, and then be like, you can't destroy my point, and it's unrealistic.
Neela,
Keeps
did you
adding
come
on
here
though.
to
It's
debate, or did you,
tiring.
Neela? Did you come here to debate?
Not if they just keep adding these extreme ass unrealistic
Neela,
reductios,
this
bro.
is part of the debate. Yes or no?
Okay, fine. Go ahead, girl.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your pro-life thing. Like, and then they'll tell you, like, you can't destroy my point. Well, no shit. It doesn't happen. Like, fuck.
It doesn't
Sorry. I'm so
happen.
sorry, Duran. It's just I'm
Do
tired of
you want the
pro-lifers.
empirics? Do you
Go
want the
ahead,
empirics?
Halloween.
I can send the empirics to you if you think this never
Okay,
happens.
girl, go ahead. Go ahead and crash out over. Go ahead.
Crash out.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in this
Millennials learn one
conversation that
word.
hasn't crashed out.
God.
Like, you're still crashing out and you're like, you're crashing out, Barbie. Okay.
I know. I
Anyway,
said crash out over
so
me. My
let's
crash
say
out
that
is over.
she's 8.5 months pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Then she get the abortion.
Yes.
The lethal abortion.
Next
by the
question.
way.
Yes. Yes. Next question.
Okay,
Yes.
let's say that the doctor's like, okay, we're going to break your water here in a few
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
Completely
Yes.
fine.
Yes. Everything you're about to ask me,
Neela,
yes to all of them.
Neela, why are you crashing? You're spurring right
I'm
now.
not. I'm agreeing
This is
with
worse,
her.
Neela. This is worse than crashing out. You're spurring. Stop spurring.
I just told you I don't want to engage anymore because she keeps adding on to her ridiculous, unrealistic reductios. And you said I had to engage, so I'm saying yes.
No,
Yes, Barbie. I'm for
you
late-term
definitely
abortion.
don't have to just because of the fact that you think that you have to. I'm completely
Yes, I
fine
support
because
late-term
you've
abortions.
because you
Yes.
pretty much already like conceded to the point of saying that women do have to use their bodily autonomy to sustain a child. You just think that it's an arbitrary point such as birth. and you're not
Yeah,
able to explain
absolutely.
why.
Yes, parental obligation. Because I've never heard, and like you said, you're gonna show me empirical data, but I've never seen someone that goes through 9 months of pregnancy, unless it's a cryptic pregnancy, and then finally just decides, actually, I want to unalive it while I'm in
Wait,
active labor.
did you just negate your own point by saying this never happens, but also says, oh, not unless it's an encrypted pregnancy? You do realize you
You're
just
talking
negated
about a
your own.
medical anomaly, dude. You're talking about women that don't even know they're
Yes,
pregnant.
and
That
it
in that
doesn't
situation, I
matter.
100% supported
That
in
even
cryptic
matters,
pregnancies. That's a medical anomaly that they don't even know they're pregnant. If you're
Yes, I
if
know we're
what
in a
if
cryptic
you should highlight
pregnancy.
to me, because I don't know what percentage of cryptic pregnancy happens, but I'm assuming you're talking about women that just decide to go through
1 out
pregnancy,
of 200,000.
have cryptic pregnancies. Okay, great. So,
Yes.
and then this is the majority you're talking about
And
have late term abortions.
okay, there's many things that happen that isn't the necessary thing of like, oh, this is as a collective. But we still use them to see if someone is able to justify means and necessary means to the conclusion of an end, such as premises to the conclusion. Okay? And
Okay.
what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if it happens 2 million times or 2 times in a whole year. All right? I would say being unalived by police officers unjustly is, the minute part of being a police officer, but I'm still willing to have the conversation that I think those police officers are just buttholes, right? You would agree with me, right? Even if it happens like 2% of the time, that would be important enough to say, hey, I support the police, but do you support them in totality? And then you bring up that situation, then I would say, yeah, we don't in totality say that we agree with police officers 100% of the time.
Understood, but once again, I'm highlighting the difference here, and I highlighted earlier that I understand there's a conflict of rights. You're highlighting the right to life for this fetus, and I'm highlighting my right to bodily autonomy. I don't have to use
I
my body.
haven't brought up rights.
No, I'm saying that. I said this was what I said earlier. You're talking about like highlighting police brutality, even if it's 2%. You still want to bring attention to that, right? Of course, if it's happening for no reasons, cops are bullying the people they're meant to protect for no reason. Why not bring attention to it? But
Yeah,
if you're talking
exactly.
about
So
cops that
can we go back?
are doing their job, say the perpetrator was attacking them, that's a different situation, right? You wouldn't say they were wrong in that, or now we should combat this issue if the perpetrator was attacking them. And I'm saying in abortion, that's the main argument. My right to decide whether I want to use my body to sustain this life, and on your perspective, the right to life for this fetus. There's a conflict of rights there, and I happily said
I never
I'll
brought up rights.
concede. Sorry, what?
I never brought up rights.
Barbie, I'm saying this is my point. I'm just
No, you
generalizing
just
this
said
whole
that
thing.
I think it's a conflict of rights. I didn't even bring up rights, so it wouldn't be pertaining to my argument because I haven't even gave you my argument.
I didn't say you. That I was fervent in saying I, right? Did I say Barbie at any point?
No, you just said you. So if you're not in the context of yourself, then why would you say you?
I'm saying you brought up the police brutality argument, and I said in this situation, the issue
Am
is
I
the
being
conflict of
gaslit right
rights.
now, Deron? I feel like I'm being gaslit.
Oh my God. Okay. So, okay. Forget it. Forget it. This, maybe you're not.
Yeah, I just pertain to people's words and I hold them to it. So like I'm sorry that you say random words and then you get caught up in them and then you don't know what else to say. So like that
How is
isn't a
that
me
random words?
problem, that's a
Those were
you
your
problem.
words. You brought up police brutality, and I'm telling you, you can't compare the police bullying a population they're supposed to protect,
Wait,
right? You can't bring that up when they're doing it for no reason.
what do you think that was analogous to?
Well, I don't know why you brought it up.
Wait, bruh. So I brought it up because I'm saying even if it's the minute part of cases, we can use it to see if someone has logical consistency in their argumentation. I wasn't saying, oh, police brutality is exactly like an abortion. If you heard me say that, please take me off this app. please take me off. Like, delete this app. Don't let me have a phone anymore. Because obviously that's
Well,
not
just
what I
shatter
did.
it then. You can just throw it and it won't work anymore.
Yeah. So again, bruh, again, when it comes down to it, you still have not been able to substantiate your argument on why parental obligation automatically happens when a baby goes across the meat curtains. Like, please tell me,
Okay.
how does that happen?
How about this, Barbie? Right now I'm arguing in bad faith. I don't want to substantiate it. I really don't. I'm like right now I'm
Hey, the
arguing in bad faith
self-awareness,
and I don't want
W.
to substantiate it.
There you go.
No, because this entire time she keeps adding on to her ridiculous analogies and reductives, and I get it. They're not supposed to be realistic, but this is how you guys
Yeah,
come up to
they're very realistic. I can give you
No, but they're
cases.
not. Who like tell me, what's the name of the doctor that was unaliving babies while they were halfway out the coochie? What's the doctor's name?
I remember there was Dr. Levatino that was talking about that. I believe that the guy has now passed away, being in prison. What is his name? And I know some people in the comments might know.
Kermit Gosnell?
Gosnell, thank you. Yep, Kermit Gosnell. Hundreds of cases. They didn't even get him on doing the partial birth abortion, just only that he was doing medical malpractice on the woman, not that they actually cared about the children that were being born, in the situation of cruelness that he, obviously displayed. Even so forth of making sure that the baby didn't scream out. There was one case where he severed the vocal cord, so while he was cutting the back of the neck to suck out the baby's brains, it couldn't holler out in pain.
Who did that?
Bruh, Kermit Gosnell.
Bruh, did you just learn Gen Z slang? Like, millennials, you guys are crazy. Like, bruh?
Wait, how old do you think I am?
I like 37. I don't know.
No.
Bruh. I am part of y'all, like, except I didn't eat a Tide Pod when I was 10. But anyway.
Oh, okay. It's making sense. Is that what keeps us young, or not using a lot of sunscreen? My bad. It happens.
Well, right now, no offense, but you're the reason why we have to say do not eat Tide Pods on the fucking bottle. I'm just saying. But
no,
I'm so
you're
sorry.
right. I actually did that challenge. I ate like 6 of them. Thank you, America. That's American pride right there. I learned that when I moved to America. It's so surprising that people eat Tide Pods, and I participated in it. I actually ate Sharpies too. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I ate a lot of.
You ate Sharpies or did you sniff them? Because it was actually.
I ate them. Like, I actually sucked on Sharpies, like dead ass.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. Well, so Barbie, she already said she's going to remain in bed.
Yeah.
You guys, I am a
concession.
Yeah.
You know you love me, Duran. I make your panel very fun.
Oh my gosh.
Loss of brain cells. My brain cells aborted themselves.
What are we gonna do? You guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for coming in, everyone. I will catch you all tomorrow.
Bye, Duran. Thank you for letting me up.
Oh man.
Have a good